So when I finished Blowback, I thought I wasn't going to bother with the free time events in Blowback, but I decided to actually try it. It sounds like it'll take about 3 2-hour videos to get through it, and I might do it in a very widely spaced fashion. Speaking of Blowback, this is not a Blowback video, as you can see. This is a SDRA video. Blowback does post-date SDRA, and was inspired by SDRA. So in Blowback, where Shinami Hisami, right, grabs Monokuma, and then there are guns on the security cameras, and they shoot at her. That was yanked right. It was basically like shamelessly stolen right out of SDRA. It was not original at all. So that's why they decided to do the variation on the bomb inside the Monokuma the exact same way. Now, the authors of Blowback's variation on that, how they tried to make it unique is they had Tato like tackle Shinami, and then it becomes a ship and whatever. They tried to start to make it into a ship to make it a little more interesting. But that idea was directly reused. Can confirm. So with this one, I think I'm just going to try to get through all of the daily life, of course. Now, something I'm kind of wondering here. So, the person who translated Chapter 1, I don't actually really know if they translated the free time events. I know the person who tried to translate Chapters 2 through 6 did not translate the free time events. Not sure about the person who tried to translate Chapter 1. From Korean to English, that is. If they did, then, well, I would think all of the free time events would be actually a lot more text than a chapter of mainline story. So, even if they translated Chapter 1, they did a lot more work than translating Chapter 1. It's like as much work as translating Chapters 1, 2, and 3. Maybe if you would consider the trials. Those might be a lot of work to translate because of the, like, non-text text. So maybe that might be similar in time consumption to translating the free time events. But if you translate Chapter 1 with the free time events, that is more than just 1/6 of the game. Just saying. But if they did that, if they actually did translate the free time events, then that makes me wonder how exactly the architecture of how this is implemented in RPG Maker is. I haven't tried to make a game using RPG Maker, so I'm not very familiar with it. Whether that's all one callback. Let me try to explain what that is. So, say you interact with a blackboard in a classroom. There's no security cameras and monitors in the classrooms in SDRA. Do you have a callback to that interaction that always grabs, that's always the same callback, and the callback just grabs text, regardless of which blackboards you interact with? It always calls generic blackboard callback or whatever. So if you're to translate that text into English, automatically you end up translating it for every single blackboard. Because it's written that way. Or is RPG Maker all kind of inefficient and bound up, such that if the character's in a different location and position and everything, that you can't actually have the same, you can't like have the same text callback. You have to have an independent callback for every single interactable, and so you have to copy and paste the text over and over. In which case it doesn't do that. Why does this matter? Well, for free time events, is it always calling back to the same text, or is it copying and pasting that text for every single time you can interact with that person in every single chapter, right? Such that, is it the case that if you translate that free time event, you only translate one set of text, and then it translates that free time event to English for the entire game from then on out? Now, why that might matter is, I don't know exactly what happens. Another like aspect of another unknown that has to do with why that matters is, I don't know what happens to this Chapter 1 translation demo once you get past Chapter 1. The game might just crash. They might have just inserted some sort of game over screen, or to be continued screen, or they might have left it so it just kind of reverts back to Korean from then on out. Not sure what they implemented here. It might be that it just reverts back to Korean from then on out. And if that's the case, but the way it's the same text callback for all the free time events, it translates all the free time events into English throughout still. That might be useful. But I'm not sure if it does that. I haven't got to the end of this Chapter 1 demo. So, just speculating, like, maybe it's possible it turns into, like, mainline Korean with the free time events translated, which is like the opposite. It's like the lock to the key of whoever tried to translate chapters 2 through 6. I would think that there would have been a mention of it on Reddit if that behavior actually happened. I mean, you can leave a comment. It's not really spoilers, right? It's not spoilers for the story. So, you could leave a comment, and that would tell me, whether or not it does or not. If you happen to know, I don't really care if you spoil that for me. I'd rather be correct than just saying nonsense, right? And I'm trying to publish the previous part before I record the next part. Although I might be in rapid succession, so I may not necessarily see your comment until 2 parts later. Right, I published part 1 before I started recording part 2. But I published part 1 right before I started recording part 2. So if you put a comment on part 1, I wouldn't see it before recording part 2, but I would see it before recording part 3. Anyway. Yeah, I usually don't say things like what my name is and what my occupation is and where I live and stuff like that. But I think I've already said at some point, at least by implication, probably have to do with my proximity to my nearest micro center store, that I do live somewhere in Southern California. So I'm just gonna drop that. And this is being recorded on the 19th of August, 2023. Why that matters is the 20th and 21st is when it's going to be a tropical storm by the time it hits where I am. Tropical Storm Hillary hit Southern California. Meaning, and this is kind of going into the night on the 19th. And the news anchorage said that we're supposed to get some precipitation this afternoon. Actually, it's already evening. They haven't seen any precipitation. All that's happened is gotten high clouds, cast over, and hot. It makes sense because it's air coming up from the Caribbean, so it's hot. But no precipitation at all. But I don't know what's going to happen while recording, so the power might suddenly go out while I'm recording. We'll see how OBS can handle it. This is not on a laptop. This is on a desktop. So it will just cut out. It'll just be... And I presume that the recording is just going to be lost if that happens. There probably isn't going to be a way to recover the file. But we'll see. I have some windows open I'll need to close. When it actually starts precipitating, I have open because it's just so hot. Maybe that's not helping that they're open, but anyway. Sorry, I just clicked a pin. Sometimes I forget that clicking pins while recording makes the clicking of the pin, puts the clicking of the pin in the recording. Now, it's sort of fun sometimes to try to guess after the character introductions which character, I have to click the pin one more time, click, which character is going to be a victim, which characters are going to be a black end, which ones are going to survive, and in which chapters. Or which one is going to die out of that death. One example of like a death that doesn't really fit that bill is perhaps Kibo in V3, right? I presume you would understand that there'd be spoilers for, like, extremely major ones for all the mainline Danganronpas if I'm playing fan games. He's really only the most non-template fitting death, because You could also argue that Kaede is a non-template fitting death as well. Yeah, those are the two kind of non-template fitting, because they're not Blackens or victims or survivors. I would consider, I would try to lump in, what's-her-face, Mukuro as a victim, and Tsumugi as a Blackened. Because that's kind of the roles they serve in their respective, situations. So, and similarly as Mukuro is a victim, her Blackened, Junko is a Blackened, right? It's kind of how that goes down. That being said, these personalities are pretty mild, kind of the same with Blowback, right? The personalities are relatively mild compared to those of mainline Danganronpa, and so it's kind of hard to judge this, right? So Yuki Maeda, I'm going to presume, because he's going to be kind of like Makoto, right? He might end up being like a false Blackened or whatever, but he's never going to actually die. He's going to end up surviving. Because I presume this is heavily based off of the first Danganronpa, and there doesn't seem to be any characters out there that really look like they are the real protag in disguise. Now, he does not have a hair spike, but that's just because maybe Linji wasn't really that into the whole trope of the protagonist having a hair spike, unlike Monolab. So, I'm just going to guess that he's going to be a survivor. Now we have Haruhiko Kobashikawa, the pilot. Don't really remember much about him, because it's been a week since the character introductions. I'm going to go to low, maybe because that'll make the music somewhat more mild. Okay. It's going to be 30 dB down anyway, but... as far as I was aware, the pilot was kind of just like a normal person. There was like nothing, he's like another protag, like nothing interesting about his personality whatsoever. And you really don't have very many people like that in Danganronpa. The one who is the Danganronpa character who I think of as the most like normal, like just like a normal person, is Mahiru from Danganronpa 2, and she ended up a Chapter 2 victim. So Haruhiko, he fits the profile the most of a victim. But because he's so generic, he doesn't really fit well. He could be just as well be a survivor. And the fangame writers would just very much like to throw wrenches in the works. So they could very much put him as a Blackened 2. He's just a blank slate, really. So I have Akane Taira, the maid, who's on the cover of the game. He's on the title screen, which is interesting. Suggests that she might be like one of those kind of Protag's Inner Circle-like characters. And Protag's Inner Circle has a tendency to make you either a survivor or a Chapter 5 victim. So those are kind of like the best two I can like assign to Taira is survivor or Chapter 5 victim. Now, in V3, Kodaka made the maid, which long post-dates this game, made the maid the Chapter 2 Blackened. But you can tell from her outfit that she seemed like she would be a Blackened. And it's probably more, Kodaka follows the tropes a little bit more religiously than the fangame writers do. Taira doesn't come off that way. So I'm not guessing that she's going to be a Blackened in this instance. But, sometimes the minds kind of tend to think alike. For example, the creators of Blowback, right, created a character kind of like Kokichi and Shozo, right? They kind of think similarly. What was there's some other like V3 like thing that happened in Blowback. I forget what it is. It might come back to me later. So because like people tend to kind of have the same natural progression of thought. So if there is a similar natural progression of thought between Linju and Kodaka, then Taira would end up being a blackened. I can't see her being a victim. So she's going to be a blackened or a survivor. So Ayami Hatano, the sprinter, very reminiscent of Akane from Danganronpa 2, Aoi from Danganronpa. The athletic girl has a tendency to be a survivor very strongly. That being said, in V3, that kind of... Well, Maki's more of a... I don't know. Like, the athletic girl you think is... The more... Maki is not really the athletic girl personality type and character design. She just is by, like, facts and backstory. Right? The one that fits more that bill is... what's her name? That super high school level Aikido. I forgot what her name is for some reason. Seemed to fit that bill, and she did not survive. But you would expect that the athlete girl would be a survivor. Mitsuhiko Higa, he fits the profile of the Chapter 1 Blackened. He's the soccer player. That would be kind of lame if that happened, but I don't really have someone else who fits that bill, so I had to put him in that slot. Then I have Kakero Yamaguchi, the super high school level lawyer, which is very interesting in this context. Fits the bill of being a Chapter 4 victim. Which would be kind of lame if that were the case, but that's kind of the bill he fits into. Kanata Inori, the surgeon, fits the bill of being a Chapter 2 victim. She could also be a Chapter 2 blackened. Oh no, I wrote her next to it. I don't know if she might be a him or a her. But for some reason I decided to write her in parentheses. So for some reason I wanted to specify as a she. Hopefully that's not right, because I remember my head says he, but my paper says she. She could be a Chapter 2 blackened as well, but fits the bill of a Chapter 2 victim. She's the super high school level surgeon, if I haven't mentioned. Kizuna Tomori is a Chapter 3 victim archetype. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what she is. Tsurugi Kinjo also tends to be a Chapter 3 victim archetype. He's a Taka archetype. Be lame, but yeah. The Exorcist, Mikako Kuro, is a Chapter 3 blackened archetype. See if that actually is the case. Teruya Otori the Merchant is also kind of a Chapter 2 blackened archetype, kind of like the surgeon. I already have one. I would say he would be a survivor, but also has a victim-like... A victim would be second choice. Also has a victim-like seeming look. Victim... I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I don't know, victim. Ray, the professor, is turning out to be kind of like Sho from Blowback. He has similar personality. May turn into kind of a Byakuya, which makes her a survivor. And then I have Kyoru Maki, the sniper. Tends to get very wound up in the Chapter 5 case. But tends to fit the bill of a survivor if you're like if you're someone who would kill. The priest, interesting one. If I were to write this, I might have made the priest a blackened. Would have made him a Chapter 4 blackened. That's kind of a weird, it's just how I would probably write that. And then the clown, Chapter 1 victim. I don't have a Chapter 1 victim. So I'll put that down, put her down as a Chapter 1 victim. We'll see how that works out. Kind of crazy. Kind of off the wall. Yeah, those are not very good predictions because I don't really have a whole lot of information. Like, I have, like, no information right now. And a lot of the characters are very generic. Bed. I can't interact with the bed. A red fire extinguisher for fire emergencies! Explanation point! A screen mounted on the wall. I pressed its switch, but nothing happened. Such these generic assets. A trash can. It's completely empty inside. They do have surveillance cameras, in some of the rooms at least. Surveillance camera. I wonder if this one has a gun attached to it. Looks like I'm not going to get much privacy in my own room either. A drawer of average size. I found scissors and a glue stick inside, but they don't look that useful. So not a toolkit. Scissors and a glue stick. A clock. Maybe the first murder will have something to do with scissors and a glue stick. The time now is a bit above noon. I'm not sure whether it's AM or PM. Oh, so noon or midnight. You can't tell because it's like a casino, right? There's no sunlight coming and the windows are all bolted over. A desk with a chair. A notepad and a pen were in the desk drawer. Notepad and a pen. So they could be useful, could be really involved in the first case, just like Trigger Happy Havoc. A table that seems to be made from high quality wood. It shines on the surface. There's something on the table. Can I interact with that? A strange note. From Headmaster Monokuma. The room keys are designed to be resistant to lockpicking. They are hard to replicate, so please take caution to prevent any losses. The shower rooms are ready, but note that water will be cut off during nighttime. Also, only the women's shower rooms are able to be locked from the inside. Okay, so it's not something that they copied in Blowback, but they did copy... No, they did copy it in Blowback, didn't they? Huh. Basic supplies essential for school life have been supplied. Check for your notepad, scissors, glue, and pin in the drawer. Pins and scissors are recommended for use as they make great weapons. Anything else needed for your convenience will be added on time. Relax and enjoy your time at school. Nothing but useless scribble. I crumpled the note up and threw it away. Well, that's your personality, okay. How do I, like, interact with this thing? There we go. Oh, you have to go point down. A comfy bed. Do we really have to live here? You even put a bed in our rooms. Well, the original Hope's Peak had dorms, right? You could go home, like, on, like, weekends and breaks and stuff, but they did expect you to, like, stay at the dorms from day to day. The room, so you would actually live at Hope's Peak to some extent, right? This room does look great to live in. I don't have any at the time, though. There weren't any clues here. I should just take the key and move on to somewhere else. What about your bathroom? Okay, apparently we can't interact with the bathroom. She looks like, her, like, little chibi looks like Sonic. not Sonic, what's the, Shadow the Hedgehog, yeah. Ah, Yuki, I was looking for you. Why, Ayami, why me? Why me specifically? Because I'm the protag and we have to be looking for the protag? What's the matter? How's the investigation going? It seems mostly done, so we have gathered at the diner. Each of us is going to share what we found. So, come to the diner for now. You should already know that it is right ahead this way. Okay. Everyone apart from us should be there. I'll go ahead, so follow right after me. Okay, she's very generic. Meeting at the diner. I hope everyone has some progress finding had some progress finding clues. Okay, so these are the nameplates. It goes in a loop. Is this the, I should head to the diner first. Better not keep everyone waiting. So that's the trash room. Ah! Hello! Oop, 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 oop. By the way, I loved your reaction. Well, where'd you come out from? Monokuma can pop up anywhere at any time. I noticed that you were attempting something dangerous, so I came to warn you. I just walked by the door. I did something dangerous? I mean, I was going to interact with it, but I didn't do it yet. Yes, I know kids your age are often tempted by desire, so trying to enter the woman's restroom is still unacceptable behavior. But when did I try to enter it? I was just walking past it. Don't let your instincts overtake you, Yuki, because I consider such acts as a violation of the rules and will immediately punish it. So, this is the only Danganronpa I know of where actually going in the girls' restroom is a violation of the school rules. Do you understand? No sneaking in the restroom of the opposite sex, or peeking in the bathhouse while it's in use. Wait, so that would have been a violation of the school rules in this game? What? When is it, though? What was that for? Well, let's interact with it. This is the girls' restroom. I know I intend to go in there. I certainly don't want to be punished for it. Oh, I can go in the men's restroom, though. Why are the stall doors so intimidating looking? Is it just like a generic, like an asset that comes with RPG Maker? There's a toilet inside, all prepared for bathroom emergencies. It's a urinal. It looks pretty clean. I can wash my hands here. Iron plates are really all over the place. Well, you didn't let me go into the laundry room, but you let me go into the bathroom. No, this is the laundry room. So that was a trash room. Man, this layout is like exactly the same as Blowback. Laundry room. Maybe because it's supposed to be exactly the same as Trigger Happy Havoc. Bathhouse. Does that have this down here too? Oh, that's where the steel fence blocks the way. Oh, there's like a second floor. There's a second floor dorms in this. Interesting. This is the diner. You're all here. So it's Yuki. Yuki is the me. And you just arrived. Yuki, this is not the first time you came late to a meeting. Well, I'm sorry. Hey, it's fine. Come sit here. Okay, so Tsurugi is going to be kind of a meeting officiator. So he's going to, turn into Taka again. Okay. Are we all here? Then let's present, the person who's like the leader at first is like almost always a victim of some kind. They rarely ever survive. Are we all here? Then let's present what each of us found. We might discover something if we put our pieces together. Weren't there guys who went individually and guys who went in groups? How about a group presentation? Group project. Satsuki's heart is pounding with excitement to do her first one since elementary school. Boo you! Don't joke around. We're trying to be serious here. Anyone should start. Okay. You're all so quiet. Let's make this fun. I'll go first. Fun? Who wants to have fun right now? Well, I don't think you ever can have fun. I don't think that you have that capability, ma'am. If you think this is some kind of kids show, keep your fantasies to yourself. It kinda is. What? Why do you have to be so mean? It's important to stay positive because we're like this. Whoa. I get why you're like that, but let's chill, you know? Fighting like mad bulls will only make you look bad. Right, let's just discuss if there's any clues to escape first. And that inspired the character of Tereya Katsubaki. Your name was Akane, right? Did you find anything? I looked around the school building with Kanata and Kyoka. So that's... the surgeon and the sniper. We were trying to find a way to reach the outside, but every window was screened with plates, and some doors didn't even open at all. Yeah, look at just as Monokuma told us. We tried pounding and kicking on the entrance gate, but it didn't budge a bit. I'm sorry. Don't blame yourself. We didn't make any progress either. It's the same for us. That's not a good thing, you know. Good heavens, you're right. Well, it's just as he said. Teruya Ayame and I, so the merchant, the sprinter, which we're interacting with a lot, and I looked around the gym to search for hidden stairs or passages. All that for nothing. We found a stairway leading upstairs, but it was blocked by a gate. At least we checked that there really are cameras everywhere. Speaking of stairs, me, Tsurugi, Mitch, and Kizuna. So, okay, Kizuna's the cheerleader, Tsurugi is the police guy, and Mitch is a soccer player. Investigated the student dorms. We also found a stairway leading up, right, second floor dorms, but it was blocked by a gate similar to the one Ayame described. Everywhere is blocked. I was so annoyed. What we found there was rooms with each of our names on. Yes, we just checked it as well. That Monokuma is really going to make us live here. Seriously, giving us rooms? Is this a hotel or something? Yes. I thought it was understood that the mastermind did not create the rooms in Hope's Peak. They were there because Hope's Peak is supposed to have rooms in it already. Kakero and I checked that they were completely soundproof. Even if someone shouts right at the walls, you won't hear it from another room. And the rooms had shower facilities. I have to admit, the amenities here are awesome. It's like a luxury hotel. That's not important. There wasn't any clues there either. So what, we found nothing? There, you happy now? Calm down, I know you might be anxious, but... No one else found anything? Me, Satsuki made the breakthrough discovery of the century. Satsuki looked around right here, the diner, and guess what? It's connected to the kitchen inside. How is that a breakthrough? We can see that even from this table. We met Monokuma in the kitchen. What is that? Is it true? You mean with Satsuki? Well, I think my phone's alarming. I'm gonna pause the encoding to check what's going on. I got this big alert, this long-winded alert on my phone, but I didn't bother to figure out how to view alert. Like, I accidentally hit the home button, and that wiped out the alert, and then I didn't bother to look up how to like view alerts on your phone after you've pressed the home button. So I didn't actually end up reading it, but whatever. Still no precipitation yet, just really muggy. Anyway, you mean Satsuki? That's an odd duo. We were in separate groups, but happened to meet in the kitchen. Monokuma came out when Satsuki opened the fridge door. If I recall correctly, it said, Don't you worry, our infinite food stock will never run out," and disappeared. Came out and disappeared, as if it's literal meaning. It did that in the gym. It's probably something similar. How does it even work? Magnets. If that's true, at least we won't have to worry about starving to death. Aha, is that one good thing we have? How ignorant. You again. So, in conclusion, none of you found any clues. You really are a bunch of useless fools. Well, have you, ma'am? Don't you think you've trash-talked enough? We are your classmates. We didn't hear from one person yet. Was it Mikako? It's no use. That girl never says a thing. It's a waste of breath to talk to someone who did nothing but stand in the gym all this time. Mikako, can you try to be more involved in group discussions? You guys are really a horde of imbeciles, just labeled super high school levels. How did you even manage to be called the hope of this country? Well, what have you done, ma'am? What? And what did you find? Did you do anything at all? You know what this is? With a confident slam, Mekaru put down a slip of paper on the table. I soon recognized what it was. Why was that like the can opening noise? It's a guide to Hope Peak Academy. A guide? Let me see. The map's only for the first floor, but the gym, infirmary, audiovisual room, dinner and bathhouse in the dorms. It matches the building we're in right now. Really? We're actually in Hope's Peak? Mekaru, where'd you find this? In an empty classroom. Anyone could have found it with a bit of effort, but none of you did, which means the investigation of yours was an utter failure. Either that, or you all did a wonderful job of demonstrating your idiocy. As if somehow finding this makes you so special, Ray. Now you're throwing insults straight to our face. I'm done with you, bitch. Am I wrong? I observed each of you closely since the introductions, and everything I saw failed to convince me that you actually deserve your titles. What good is it to be exceptional in one field if you can't think, act, and reason on that same level? Well, you see, everyone's only allotted, like, a certain amount, okay? Can't be allotted all of them. Oh yeah, you're so great. What's your talent, huh? Professor, want to see who's better at fighting? Stop. We can't waste our time fighting. Of course, I'm not saying everyone should blindly trust each other. I understand Mekaru's reasoning as well. Anyone might try to kill at this moment, after all. Tsurugi's speech was a natural reminder of what Monokuma had told us earlier. Kill to leave! More specifically, kill a classmate to leave. I wasn't sure if it would actually happen, but again, it hasn't been long since we first met. In other words, we were total strangers to each other up until today. I decided to trust them, but what if we can't believe in each other completely? Kill, damn. I was trying not to think about it. Seriously, murder, who'd ever do that? I'm sorry to say, I can't trust you all either. If we were fully confident that no one would ever commit murder, it wouldn't be like this right now. But I've seen a lot of people commit murder, so I know people could do it. At least someone can act useful. Mekaru, I'll ask you to stop antagonizing us too. There's no guarantee that a murder will actually happen, and it's crucial that we establish some degree of communication between us all. Normal talk with would-be murderers. Interesting. Maybe I'll try. What are you even a professor of? I guess it's gonna be like a running joke. Like, we don't know what she's a professor of. Yeah, can't trust us that much? Anyway, we are now clear on what this place is, thanks to Mekaru's brochure. But still, no clues to escape. Hey. This is just our first investigation. Wouldn't we find something if we put in some more time? And it might be blocked now, but there's another floor above. We can't give up on the possibility of a clue being there. Yuki is right. For something so big like this, we can't expect to be finished after a single day's work. To add, all 15 of us went missing at once. Even if we are set apart from the outside, someone must have noticed and started searching for us. Yeah, we shouldn't lose hope even if we can't get out right now. Let's find a way together, slowly and steadily. Mekaru, I won't ask for full-time cooperation, so at least share what you get. There will definitely be a time when you need our help. That also applies to you, Mikako. Tsurugi, you're so dependable. Is it because you're a cop? We would be fighting all over by now if it wasn't for you. That's our ultimate super high school level leader, or something. You flatter me. I want to trust you and leave this place as much as you do. That's how we need to work together and believe in each other. And what should we do next? Well, we can keep investigating. Before that, did you try using the e-handbook that Monokuma gave us? Do we need to? It contains the school regulations. Monokuma said violators will be punished, so whether you look at it, like it or not, it's better to take a look. Punished. Probably like that crazy shooting at the gym. Check the rules if you don't want to have to face the same thing. We check the rules. Stay wary of Monokuma and keep searching for clues to escape. Are we all set then? Yahoo! Let's do this. We ain't gonna stay here forever, uh-huh. Then I shall begin. Kinji always starts things on his own. It's no big matter. Now that's what's left is keeping our composure and working on the investigation step by step. Right, it's not good for you to do too much work in one day. Let's go rest since it's getting late. Yeah, we should. I'm tired from all these things that happened today. Then, everyone, search the school for clues whenever it's possible. Share what you find. We'll call it a day for now. That was pretty generic. They didn't set up, like, morning meetings or anything. Although we discovered nothing other than where this place is. We had some minor conflicts with Mikaru. We stayed determined. And had some minor conflicts with Mikaru, who's being kind of a Byakuya, Fuyuhiko kind of person. It's almost 10, like Akane said. I should go have a rest too. Almost 10? I thought it was like midnight. Wait. Excuse me! Unfortunately, I don't know how to get a backlog at RPG Maker. Phew. There really were a lot of things today. I'm tired. Living here forever? No way. My family's waiting, and my friends. I'll do my best from tomorrow. Or do my best for tomorrow. Or starting tomorrow. I will get out of this place. My aspect ratio is all messed up. Yeah, school announcement. It's now 10 p.m. I thought it said 12 on the clock, like, before I went into the dining room. How's it go from 12 to 10? Is the clock just broken? Nighttime is here, and the diner will be off limits. Sleep tight and nighty-night. Nighttime, the diner turns off limits. It looks related to the regulations. As Tsurugi told us, I should check the school regulations before going to sleep. The e-handbook is in your inventory was activated. You now have access to the regulations, report card, and truth bullets feature. Compliance with school regulations is an essential part of school life. Open the e-handbook and check the regulations before ending the day. It's my name. It seems the owner's name is displayed like Monokuma said. Regulations. Students may reside only within the school. There is no end date to the communal life. Be nice to each other. Violence between students is prohibited. How is that supposed to make any sense? Nighttime is from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Some areas are off limits at night, so please exercise caution. Sleeping anywhere other than your dormitory will be seen as sleeping in class and punished accordingly. Yes, and somehow, what's her face? Kyoko gets away with not sleeping for a long time. Sometimes. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Peak Academy at your discretion. Violence against the headmaster Monokuma is strictly prohibited, and as is destruction of surveillance cameras and school property. Anyone who kills a fellow student and becomes blackened will graduate if they are not exposed in the class trial. Additional school regulations may be added if necessary. Oh, it's like a menu. Okay. Height 138 centimeters. Weight 36 kilos. That's about 80 pounds. Which is kind of unheard of in the United States. Chest 69 centimeters. Super high school level surgeon. Okay. Oh, I have to like back out and like. How do I get back to just this menu? Okay. Satsuki Iranami. 158. 45 kilos. It's like 100 pounds. 79 centimeters. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to, like, you just... 78 centimeters. 100... Okay, so 183 tall. It's hard to kind of imagine that in freedom units. It's 2.54 centimeters per inch, by the way, if you want to try to, like, do it quick in your head. 78 centimeter chest. Okay. Teruya crashed. But it crashed in Korean. Okay, let me... I didn't read I wasn't able to read the error message. Ah, I did much. Oh, there we go.
Danganronpa.
Okay. Now, I don't know how to fast forward, so I have to, like, do this all really fast. Okay. Can't make the text. I cannot make the text go any faster, fortunately. Come on, text, go, go, text. Almost there. Are Tiara's sprites like foreshadowing? Tyra's sprites foreshadowing that she's gonna get strangled. Okay, I'm gonna drop a save now, so that I don't have to go through that again if I crash again in the handbook. Gonna go to regulations probably because that's gonna allow the game to progress. If I don't go through them, the game won't progress. I'll have to wait for the animation to occur on each one before I can progress. Come on. Come on. Okay. Report card. So, is Teruya that caused the crash? Yes. Teruya's report card crashes. Okay. Relaunching the game. It'll launch eventually. Okay. Okay. Let's load the save I just made, number 13. Now let's go into the handbook. I'll have to go through this. Let's try Tsurugi. Okay, Tsurugi works 80 centimeters. Mikako works. Nothing really exciting here. Haruhiko works. Kane works. Izuna works. Ayame works. Works. Alright, did I already look at Mitsuhiro? Myself. For some reason I'm the 12th on the list. Kyoka. Notable for the largest of the chest sizes so far. Oh, never mind. Ray. Oops. Kakeru. Okay, there we go. 105 centimeters. There's the biggest chest size. Right. I guess I feel like second place might have been a Yame, and I forgot. Yeah, it is a Yame. Okay. But the winner is Kakeru Yamaguchi, and Teruya, I believe, crashes. So that's a kind of a trap. No truce bullets yet, right? You can't access this feature at the moment because no one's killed anybody yet. What a mess. These rules are so full of absurdity. Why is Monokuma doing these things, and who's behind it? I was able to feel a sense of anxiety and immense curiosity at the same time. The rules are a bit bothering, but they're not that hard to keep. I think the others would feel the same. Our only way out is to give all we've got for tomorrow. I should go to sleep for tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be able to encounter a clue. What if I go in here, though? Shower. It's not that surprising to see one in the shower room. It's a humidifier? It might be an air conditioner. Whatever this thing is, it doesn't seem to be functioning. It's a sink. I should be able to wash my face here. Okay. Cannot interact with the mirror, apparently. The sprite just is like, I'm gonna look like I'm laying down by means of ambiguous perspective. Now that I checked the regulations, let's get some rest. Actually, I don't feel like it at all, but saving my strength would be better for the investigation. What happened to Hope Speak Academy? Why were we trapped here? Leaving behind the countless questions in my mind, my consciousness faded into the darkness. Despair! An insurmountable amount of despair. The swarm of despair is slowly crawling up from my inside, dominating every sense of me. Like that, Hybrid Theory song. Before Linkin Park called himself Linkin Park. Yet, I'm glad to feel what I wanted. So that's just like the mastermind, right? So I got a little in the head of the mastermind a bit. Just like at the very beginning, right? Was I asleep? What time is it now? They didn't do the bing bong bing bong. This did a ding dong. Hello, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. in the morning. Rise and shine, Ursine. Let's have another lively day. Morning already? I thought I had a strange dream. Guess I couldn't get enough sleep in a place like this. Wait, so he dreams into the head of the mastermind? That's a twist. That's different. He is the mastermind. No. He will become the mastermind. I was you. Soon you will become me. But I do feel refreshed. I better start investigating. Or I was you, you will become me. No specific plans for now, but I'll do whatever I can. Huh? There's something under the pillow. You found a mono coin. A coin? I've never seen it before. There's Monokuma's face on it. Ah, Yuki, I see you found a mono coin. Wah! What are you so scared of? Cutie boys should smile at the sight of cutie bears. Oh, why'd you come here? What do you want? Just telling you about the mono coin you just found. Mono coin? You mean this coin? Yup, actually, I hid quite a lot of these around the school for your entertainment. The mono coin can be used to draw a prize from the mono machine in the antique store. Think of it as a vending machine full of fabulous presents that will make your school life even cooler.
Keep in mind that you need 1 mono coin per present. Aren't you excited to give it a try? Oop, 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 oop. Monokuma disappeared. Monokuma disappeared after talking all by itself again. It doesn't look that useful, but I guess I could try it for fun later. Man, the others must have started investigating by now. I should get started too. From this point onward, you can find hidden monocoins around the school. Some objects in the school have a monocoin hidden inside. Monocoins can be used to play the Mono machine at the antique store located at the first floor. The Mono machine contains cool presents that you can give as a gift to the other students. Each person has different preferences, so try giving the right present to the right person. Morning. What are you? Oh. It's morning. There's no reason to go back to bed when I just got up. You'd be surprised. Just interacting with everything again, just in case it, like, now gets coins. I mean, it previously didn't. Like that, you see. Oh. Wait, does the clock already say noon? No, it doesn't. Okay. What about this? Where should I start? Stop it, go away. What was that? That voice? It was really close from here. Why are they be fighting? Akane and Mitch, what's going on? What, Yuki? Yuki? What are you two doing here? Oh, it was nothing. Someone was harassing somebody. Yuki, thank you for your timely appearance. Did something happen? You didn't sound very happy back there. Mitsuhiro approached me right after I got out of my room and asked me to give him some physical affection. Oh, that's like sexual harassment. Are you okay? Yeah, I wasn't forced into anything. After all, it's not my first time facing people like him. Everywhere I went, I had to deal with some jerk. But him trying to make you do that, I didn't think Mitch would be that kind of person. Really? I never liked the cockiness from the start. I could have made him let go, but that athlete grip sure was strong. I like that you're gentle and well-mannered, unlike him. Not really, I'm not like that all the time. Anyways, you got me out of trouble, thank you, Yuki. You're welcome, all I did was just show up, though. Geez. I'm still not done with Mitsuhiro. How could he think I'm a girl who would just come and take over like... He could just come and take over like nothing. I should have a conversation with him later. Now then, you are... Really? Okay. Now then, Yuki, would you mind going to the school building with me? Some places might have been unlucky today. Together? Okay, I'm fine with that. I was planning to go investigate anyway. Great, I want to go to the antique store. Let's go there together. I gotta work with a cheerful Akane from this early morning. I got to work with... But can I interact with a bunch of other things, though? Here's the one that threw this weird... Yeah, Mikako. Rei, Kanata, Mi, Kyoka, Tsurugi, Kizuna, it's locked. Mikako, okay. Kinji Mitsuhiro. Satsuki Iranami. Security camera. There's a security camera in every corner like this. Monokuma wasn't lying when he said they're everywhere. No coin. What is it now? Hey, Mitch. About what went on earlier. I told you it was nothing. Why don't you mind your own business? Let's go, Yuki. Garbage dump. I see an incinerator for the garbage disposal on the other side, but I can't go any further than this. The old cabinet. It looks like school property. Was it thrown away because it got damaged so bad? Okay, so things seem to be able to interact with there. Wow. Hello. By the way, I loved your reaction. What the? Where'd you come out from? Monokuma can pop out anywhere at any time. I noticed that you were attempting something dangerous, so I came to warn you. Is this the same again? Oh yeah, it's the same because I skipped through. What happened was the game crashed, right? And then and so I didn't do this before because I didn't do this after it crashed. Yuki, are you leading me into the boys' restroom? No, I would never do that. Yeah. Hi, Satsuki. Yuki and Akane, where are you heading? Stuck so close together. Oh, we're not doing a three-legged race. We're not really stuck together, right, Yuki? Or we're not like dogs. You know how that works. By the way, did you already go poo? A great way to start off the morning is to please your bowels. Satsuki, you're not supposed to be so explicit. Mikako, did you sleep well? Mikako? Hi. Wow, it takes so long just for her to say hi. Steel fence is blocking the way. It's a TV screen that looks the same as the one in my room. Nothing coming out of it. Laundry. Large washing machine. It seems to be more of a low-end model, but it works just fine. It has a built-in timer that makes the door pop open when you set the time. Wow. Blowback, it had like a delayed start feature, so it just like no one starts the cycle until sometime or whatever. Why are there already clothes in here? Yo, hope you slept well, Yuki and Akane. Isn't this one mighty fine morning? No, I wouldn't call this a good morning, considering we're still trapped here. Why'd you say that? I was trying to forget about it. Now you brought it up again. Well, you're in this place. By the way, the walls, every wall you see is a wall of this place you're trapped in. By the way, check out this room. It's apparently a dorm facility. They've got everything needed for doing your laundry. Wow, you're right. It makes me want to wash my clothes here. Whoa, this little fellow's gonna be a big seller. I've got to sell this. I got to put this out in the market. Both of them look like some weird switch flicked on inside them. Can people's careers change the way they think to that extent? What about the A? Is there an AC thing here? No, I cannot interact with it. Bathhouse. Oh, this door's still locked. Okay. Interactables. Iron plate covering the window. What other iron plates? Iron plate. Camera. Iron plate. Kitchen. Okay. Gigantic refrigerator. This would be the source of the infinite food stock Monokuma mentioned. I wonder how that even works. There's nothing special about it. Various beverages, fruits, and vegetables were kept cool inside, and the fridge was loaded with ice and dry ice. A lot of appetizing foods inside the display case. It seems like I can slide open the door and take out dishes of my choice. These boxes are just a generic asset. Several luxurious palatable dishes are laid out in a manner that resembles a buffet. The smell alone is already irresistible. I hope it's safe to eat. Can I get into like a camera here? No, I can't interact with the camera because there's like food in the way. Okay. Hi, you. Did you sleep well last night? God, Kizuna, don't stick to me like this all of a sudden. Akane be like, oh, didn't see you there, Akane. How did you sleep? You're oddly energetic today. You got it wrong. I really want to give up and pretend like nothing happened. But I'm a cheerleader, you know. If I'm down, then the people around me will be down too. I need to force myself to be happy. Good for you, but when are you gonna let go of Yuki? What's wrong with it? It's just a sign of intimacy between friends. Yuki promised to investigate the school with me. Let's go, Yuki. Akane, you suddenly sound really angry. Yeah, have fun with your investigation or whatever. Yeah, why is Akane suddenly like jealous for the protag? Oh dear. Hi, did you sleep well? I'm guessing you two are here for breakfast. Morning, Haru. Actually, Akane and Guy are going to have breakfast afterward on investigating. Haruhiko, where did you get the food from? Did you cook it yourself? From the kitchen. There's sort of a buffet there with all sorts of cooked dishes. I just grabbed what I wanted to eat. Cooked dishes? Who made them? Most certainly Monokuma. He talked of an infinite food stock yesterday. Ayame, you were here too? I saw you entering with Yuki. Are you two on a joint task? Yeah, he's my personal bodyguard. What? No way, Yuki. What did you do to get that close to Akane in a day? It's called protagonist power. Stop teasing me. We're not that close. Good morning. How was your night? Well, can't say I had a good night's sleep in the middle of all this, but I did get some rest. That's good to hear. I woke up at 5 a.m. to do some light jogging. How about you two join me next time? 5 a.m.? You ran for more than 2 hours? Gosh, you're really the ultimate sprinter. Thanks for the offer, but I'm fine. That might become a thing later. If we do free time events with her, we'll probably have to end up running with her at some point. Although I'm probably gonna do free time events with like people like Kinji first. Huh, look who's here, Yuki and Akane. Hi, Kyoka.
Where are you two going? Oh, are you here to investigate the school building? Pretty much. Are you here for the same reason? Me? Oh, the investigation? Yes. I was just about to start. Nah. Kyoka, you were goofing around, weren't you? I can tell it just by your looks. Whoa, no, technically a school tour can be considered an investigation. Blah blah. Don't think some rescuers are gonna show up while we were slacking off. Go look for clues, our lives are on the line. That's Akane, alright. She's so scary when she's mad. Oh. I'm like already here. Oops. So this is the antique store. There's a lot piled up here. Do you think we could find a clue among those? Maybe, but it would take a lot of time to search through all of them. Hey Yuki, have we met somewhere else before? Are you going to Sayaka me? Are you gonna just do a Sayaka? Okay then. Rip you. No, yesterday's the first time I first saw everyone. Yeah, isn't it? Same with me. But I felt that something was odd while being with you on the same way here. Odd? It's just me, right? Yeah, right? It's probably because you're so nice and friendly. Is that a compliment? Of course, I really mean it. Although we met yesterday and spent little time together, I can tell it. That you're a good person. I can see the protagonist in you. A lot of not good people play games, you know. Is there a reason you're saying it so firmly? Didn't you come to help when Mitsuhiro was bothering me? There's a lot of people who don't even care. That's kinda normal. And now you came out to investigate with me when you were busy with your own work. I was the protagonist. I really don't have anything to be busy with. What work was I busy with exactly? You feel like a long-known friend, like you're on my side forever. No, you flatter me enough. It's embarrassing to hear that when I did barely anything. Maybe it's just that, but there really is something that makes you seem more reliable than the others. Yes, because I have this plot armor that's like, you know. Well, you'll see in the trial. In the trial, like, it'll really show. But maybe you won't live to see the trial, because right now you're acting really dumb, whatever the expression is. Say, you look like the least likely one to kill someone. And you're the most! Kill? No one would do that here, not just me. Of course, I think so too, but... what I'm trying to say is that you're that much of a trustworthy person. Do you see my point? This sudden right mood. Does Akane like... no way. The world-famous ultimate maid having a crush on me from the first day? How could that even happen in reality? I better step out of these stupid fantasies. Well, you see, you're in something called a visual novel, which is supposed to be like a fantasy. So, yes, this happens. That's really awkward. Pretend that you didn't hear it, Yuki. But I want you to make this clear. Yuki, let's be close friends. Just as friends, like I thought. But being friends isn't that bad, right? Sure, I hope we really get along, Akane. Let's leave this place together. Yeah! Even in the vaguest of times, in an unknown place, our bonds persist to move toward a new direction. Someday, that bond will be the motivator of our desire to make us more determined than ever. By the way, Akane, is there any reason why you wanted to visit the antique store? Right, to tell the truth, I'm really into collecting all sorts of rare items. You know, all of my employers are really wealthy. Every single one of them had some kind of precious artifacts at their house. I was able to have a close look on them, and they turned out to be pretty interesting, so I started my own collection in my house. I see, so... what do you think of this antique store at Hope's Peak Academy? Oh, well, I'd say it's kind of dull. I was expecting to see some antiques or relics, but I guess I was wrong. But it doesn't mean everything here looks boring, like this machine at the center of this room.
What would it be for? Come to think of it, Monokuma told me. Man, they're really tutorialing the free time events hard here.
Just telling you about the mono coin you just found.
Oh, do I have to read this conversation again? No, I will not. I will just click through it. Come on. The coin, I found it below the pillow. Akane, this machine is... I told Akane what Monokuma had said. Mono machine full of presents? Super cool, go try it, Yuki. But this might just be Monokuma trying to trick. It could always run into something... we could always run if something looks wrong. Hey, can I keep the present if you get one? This machine seems to have some real valuable items inside. Akane, I see your eyes sparkling. I'll hang out with you in exchange. Would that work? Sigh, how could it not work? It's the request of the ultimate maid. I'll give that machine a try. I was thinking of doing it anyway. Okay, here I go. I really don't like how it... Okay, I'm gonna save the game here, but... I'm gonna save this in data 1. But I don't like how they tried to copy Tour Happy Havoc with this nonsense. Billiards Q stick. I wonder what this got. Oh, yay! I got another coin. Okay. Yes. Okay, here we go. Antique teacup. Got a weird teacup for the Mono machine. Let's tell Akane about it. Yuki, did you get it? What did you get? Like a teacup? Wow, that teacup, I can't believe it. It's something that holds a ton of value. Yuki, can I keep it? Well, I'm not the expert here, and I got it from you anyway, so... Got it for you anyway, so... Thank you so much, Yuki. Here's my thank you gift. Let me tell you some of my stories. Oh, dear. Akane and I grew a bit closer. You can now initiate free time events during your free time. Free times are opportunities to interact and bond deeper with fellow students. Converse with a student to raise their affection. When it reaches a certain level, an event will occur and your relationship will grow closer. You may also raise affection by giving a present. Each student has their own preferences. Giving a certain present may increase affection greatly or make it drop. Choose your presents wisely. After an event, the student report card will be updated in the e-handbook. When you complete a student's free time event, you will acquire a unique skill. Well, we have to do all of them. That will assist you in gameplay. Spending time with students will end the current free times. Up to 2 free times in the morning and afternoon will be given in a normal day. You may choose to take a nap in your bed if you do not wish to talk with others. The plot will automatically progress as time passes. Also, presents can be drawn from the Mono machine. Let's spend your first free time with Akane. Presents can be selected in the equip menu. Be careful not to drop the affection meter by choosing nothing for your present. You promised her to give a present. How about trying it yourself? Choose your present in the equip menu. Present. Okay. Wow, thank you so much. This is one of my favorites. I will make sure to return this favor, teehee. Watching her so overjoyed makes me feel delighted as well. So, Akane, can I ask you a question? Sure, what is it? I can answer any question of a friend. It just came to my mind. Why did you choose to become a maid? Akane? Oh, sorry, wasn't quite what I expected. So you want to know how I got my job as a maid? It's kind of a hard subject to talk about, but I'll tell you since you asked. I don't have any parents. What? They passed away long ago, when I was a baby. I can't even remember their faces. I spent my childhood in an orphanage. When it closed down, though, I was forced onto the streets with nothing, no house and no family. In a desperate attempt to survive, I worked with things I could do better in. Cooking and cleaning, and that was the beginning of my career. Hold on, is it okay to say that out loud, like nothing? Yeah, I'm fine with it. Sure, I had some hard times, but it wouldn't have been able to attend school as the ultimate maid without them. You've never been to school? I wasn't able to afford it. My pays were ridiculously low before I became popular. But... Sorry, I think I ruined the mood with this. I don't care too much about my past. Thing is, though, if you want to cook and clean really well, that's actually some, there's some, like, science to that. So I don't know how you just pick it up, but okay. Not really, I'm the one who asked you, after all. That wasn't fun at all. Next time, I'll tell you some brighter stories, like things that happened in my workplace. I'll look forward to it. Right, Yuki, I bet you haven't had breakfast yet. Should we get something to eat? Sure, I do feel a bit hungry. Then we're off. I've been around with Akane since morning. We came out of the antique store and returned to the dorms. After a short meal in the diner, we parted ways. Tyra's report card was updated in the handbook. Afternoon. This is a free time? Okay. So... Items. E-handbook. Report card. Akane. Oh. It just adds a blurb. Okay. She was orphaned at a very young age. When her orphanage closed down, she took her job as a maid in an attempt to make a living. Okay. Who I want to interact with first in the free times is, this guy, the priest. Okay, but I might have goofed up. Let me try to see if I can go somewhere else. Okay. We don't want to hang out with him yet because we haven't got enough presents. And I want to interact with a bunch of stuff here so I can get presents. Locker. Cabinet. Okay, done. Go this way. I'm not reading these out loud because I already read these before. But, just making sure I get the coins out of them. A small cabinet. Inside is an empty box with the word DVD written on it in marker. I suppose it was for storing DVDs. Is this a security camera? No, it's a repeat. I didn't read this out loud. It's a chairless desk with a small LCD monitor attached. There's a DVD slot in the right corner. The problem is there's no DVD to insert. I didn't try all of these. I interacted with this one, but just in case. Can't go in the infirmary yet, that's odd. Gym. It's a basketball hoop. It is suiting for a gym. It's ironic that there aren't any basketballs around. Surveillance camera is maintaining a steady gaze. Okay, I think I'm done with that. Yeah, she looks like Shadow so much. Okay. I'm going to save, I'm going to write over save data 1. Yes. First aid kit. Cross. Frilly dress. Curse doll. I presume that really means like a voodoo doll. A rare, large stuffed doll. It says rare legendary porn. I presume that Mitsuhiro would like this. Fountain pen. Sneakers. And beads. Okay, so it looks like we're interacting a lot with Kiji and Mikako. Let's go find Kinji, because that's who I want to interact with. Then before I do this, I save. So, We're going to save in slot 2. Okay. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Interesting how they do like the early modern English second person singulars here, when this is a translation from Korean. I think they're already obsolete by the time time of the King James Bible, but they reached back and drudged them up because they had this idea that when you talk to God, you should refer to God, or talk about God, you should refer to him using a familiar or informal pronouns. Yeah, spend time with Kinji. You look like you have something to say. Could you give me a moment? I had a silent conversation about religion with Kinji. Kinji and I grew a little closer. Would you like to give Kinji a present? Yes. Choose your present from the equip menu. So let's give him a cross. This is so terrible. An object with profound religious meaning. As a pious believer, I would like to have it certainly. Would you be fine with giving it to me? I see. It was supposed to be a gift from the very start. With all sincerity, I want to offer my thanks for your generosity. May the Lord's blessing be with you. Watching him so overjoyed makes me feel delighted as well. With our difference in faith in mind, I must thank you for allowing me the time to conclude my sermon. Now, I believe you had some kind of important business? No, not really. I guess I just wanted to have a friendly talk with you. Classmate, I'm grateful for your enthusiasm, but I would rather not waste time with frivolous activities. To state my genuine thought, I would prefer that you use this time for the investigation, and not something of less importance. It is an absolute priority for us to escape this place, is it not? Escaping here is important, but I don't think that makes hanging out with someone meaningless. Even if we are stuck here, we're still classmates. With the power of friendship, we have nothing to fear. Goodness gracious. Yes, I feel the confidence in your reply. Indeed, that may be the solution to the present situation. The power of friendship. However, no answer is always correct. The right answer can be anything you believe to be true. This guy isn't really a priest, is he? That's not how a priest would respond. What do you mean by that? I have never concerned myself much with my relationships with others or my day-to-day life. Therefore, I cannot side with your thoughts completely. Moreover, a personal attachment to someone might jeopardize my devotion to faith. For me, that is a serious problem. Have you ever read anything written by Paul? Anything at all? You realize how many personal attachments he had? I see, he is the ultimate priest after all. Read the lists of greetings at the end of his letters? But Kinji is too strict. He might seem like a man of few words, but he's actually quite chatty. Couldn't there be a way for us to get closer? Is there anything else you wish to tell me? Well, what about you? What's your story, Kinji? My own story? I doubt it would be entertaining. It's alright, I just want to know more about you, so I can put it on my card. Then let us do it later, when we have time. I have not had this kind of conversation before, so I must sort out the words in my head. Is that really necessary? You don't have to prepare or anything? You don't have to prepare or anything, come on, we are friends. No, allow me some time, worry not, I never lie. I made a promise, I will keep my word. Let us talk again when the time is right. Just to polish up that testimony. Wait, why do you have to... I accidentally, put my fingers on my mic. What do I have to polish it up for? It's what happened, right? I want to hear it now, but I guess I don't have any other choice. He said he would keep the promise, so I'll let him take his time.
Meanwhile, it felt like I became a bit closer to Kinji today. I parted with Kinji quietly saying goodbye. His report card was updated in the handbook. It's getting late. I should go back to my room. School announcement. It is now 10 p.m. Nighttime is here, and the diner will be off limits. Sleep tight and nighty-night. Just 2 free time events. Okay, whatever. It's night already, and we weren't able to find any clues. But it was just our first day. If we keep doing our best day after day, we'll definitely find a way out. Let's go to bed. I need to save my energy for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll definitely find something. Determined to succeed, I closed my eyes. I found myself falling asleep before I even realized. Hello, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. in the morning. Rise and shine, Ursine. Let us have another lively day. Morning sure comes quick here. So, what should I do for today? Morning. Okay. Nothing really happening here, right? There's Shadow. I was checking here for, like... There's all sorts of weird things. For coins. In the warehouse, that is. Which turned out to be nothing in Blowback. All sorts of weird things, but none of them are interactable. How about that? Okay, then. Your time will come. There's the pilot. Anybody in the kitchen? Surgeon, yeah, that's another priority. Her time will also come. There's Kane. Anybody in here? Yes, you're goofy. Nope. Okay. Well, here he is. Save the game. Data 3, I think. Okay, same thing again. Go find somewhere else for now, because I forgot to, look at his report card. He has a very reserved personality and believes in wasting no time at all. While courteous to others, he likes to keep his distance due to his preference for solitude. May there be a way for me to get closer to him? Okay. Yes. You look like you have something to say. Could you give me a moment? Okay, he preaches at you. Let's try it. Okay, pin. Sneakers. Curse doll. No, he would not like this. He would really not like this. No. Used by monks. Okay. Here's the problem. He's not a monk. He's a priest. I would try the first aid kit first. Is it for me? Thank you. It makes her a fantastic present. Thank you again for continuing to be kind and thoughtful. Okay, so it wasn't like a really big one he really liked, but it's like a little bit. Right? Just like The Exorcist, I think would like the monk stuff better. Even though she's not male, but... Yuki, do you have time? Hell yeah, I'm pretty much free. Good, then let's have a talk. New sprite. Is there something wrong? I promised last time I would tell you my personal story. You mentioned something about the power of friendship, so I told you to give me some time. Oh right, we did. I thought you forgot. You need not worry, I do not easily forget things. Then, where should I begin? Kinji tends to start everything with formality like this. It's somewhat awkward, but he remembered and tried to keep the promise with me. I can feel how sincere he is. Right, I shall tell you about the time I became a priest. It's gonna be like the Luther becoming a monk. Okay, oh, I'd like to hear that. I mean, how you become the super high school level priest. Around the time I graduated from my seminary and began serving the church as a deacon, I was in Italy. Apparently, you need to graduate from seminary when it comes to Roman Catholicism to be a deacon. Which is weird, I didn't know that. Maybe this game writer didn't really know that, but okay. Made him just making stuff up, but... By then I had already spent a considerable portion of my life in Italy. That includes my childhood as well. Huh? Then, are you Italian? Or half Italian? Not quite. I was born Japanese, but adopted by my Italian father. I knew something about him felt a bit foreign, but I never would have guessed this. Yuhara is my birth mother's surname. My father was a well-respected bishop in his younger years. Although he chose to live a secular life later on, his reputation from his former office was fundamental to me entering the priesthood. Even before I became of age, I graduated from a seminary to become the youngest priest in my class. When I reached middle school age, I was baptized by my father and immigrated to Japan by myself to preach in a church in Tokyo. By yourself? Then is your father still in Italy? Ah, I talk to him on the phone sometimes, but I have not seen him face to face for more than 3 years. Are you okay with that? I already missed my parents after being stuck in this place for a few days. As long as he is alive, I can see him anytime. Even if he is on the other side of the world, as long as he is alive. However long it may take, you won't be able to meet anyone as long as that person is alive. Is he trying to, is he trying to suggest Jesus here? That's right. I can meet them as long as they are alive. My parents and friends, I'll be able to meet them. After I arrived in Japan, I dedicated my life to preaching. God is fair and just to everyone. Criminals, yakuza, even drug addicts. He has the power to save anyone who has fallen to evil. Okay, we're getting a little bit moody here. But aren't those people dangerous? They are not dangerous. They too are human, no different from us. I would just say everyone's dangerous instead, but okay. The real danger would be in the act of locking them up in our prejudice. After all, people can change. One of the pastors from my church once damaged his own life with alcohol and smoking. Now he works daily to preach the gospel to people like him. Wow, that's incredible, Kinji. Your word saved that person. The honor is not mine. All I did was show him a new path. Did I not tell you during the introduction, I do not force my faith onto others. It is a path they choose for themselves. Follow the path you believe is right. That is my idea of propagation and a personal motto of mine. Interesting. When I'm talking with Kinji, it really feels like my heart is being purified and relaxed. I can see how he was able to become the ultimate priest. But somewhat socially liberal. But still, it's amazing, Kinji. I believe presenting them the path is the way of expressing your faith. Is it? There is a saying my father told me once. Your words can change the world. Since the day I heard it, I have always pursued that ideal. One day I hope to change the world. With my words. I wonder if he's really the same age as me. Even though Kinji's eyes met mine, I could see how he was looking beyond to the ideal he hasn't reached yet. So much time has passed. My story, it had little value as entertainment. I hope the tedium was not bothersome. Not at all, I already feel like a new person just by talking with you. If you don't mind, can we talk more about religion next time? If you are okay with conversations like this, I will gladly do so. For now, though, farewell. Kinji, he truly is amazing. His dream might not be impossible. If we manage to get out of this place, someday he might. He might really change the world with his words. I parted with Kinji after a quick goodbye. Kinji's report card had been updated. Afternoon. Let's look at that report card. Items. E-handbook. Report card. Kinji. How do I get, like... Oh, okay. That's how I page through. Okay. Kinji's father was a former bishop in Italy. Thanks to his father's reputation, Kinji was able to become a priest at a young age. At middle school age, he moved to Japan all by himself to preach his faith. He said his ultimate dream is to change the world with his words. Yeah, whoever wrote this didn't really understand what a Catholic priest is, I would assume. I'm like so short on coins. Also, like, out of gifts for Kinji. Because this is, like, the first chapter, and I'm so short on gifts in the first chapter, which is a big problem. I'm gonna try, I think I'm gonna switch characters. Which, hopefully, Kinji doesn't die, and then I don't have to, like, end up with it incomplete and have to mess around with the saves and stuff. So... we're going to do a save here before I talk to Mikako. Data 4. Let's see if I can do free time event with Mikako. Yes. Spend some time with Mikako. Mikako be like, knew you had nothing on me, man. I spent time spacing out with Mikako. Our eyes met a few times, but neither of us said anything. Mikako and I grew a little closer. Yes, choose your present to the equip menu. Okay, let's see if we can actually... something she would like. I don't know if she necessarily would like the curse doll. But we could try the beads. Got nothing? Like it, then. Thanks. Watching her overjoyed makes me delighted as well. Okay, so I managed to hit. Okay. So I write little words here. Kinji. So across for him is this he's to really like. A first aid is a like. And then for Mikako, mala beads seems to be a very like. Mikako, you know, we've been like this for like an hour. Hey, can you tell me anything about you? I want to hear your story. Why? Well, we're classmates, right? I think it's important to get to know each other in times like this. This isn't working. For God's sake, why is she so unwilling to speak? Should I try asking her some questions first? Okay, then how about something else? I heard you're the super high school level exorcist. So do you know if ghosts really exist? Ghosts. They exist. And simultaneously, they are non-existent. It really depends on how much you believe. Was that even a conversation? At least I got her to say something. But I don't really understand what she's talking about. So you mean it's kind of ambiguous? Schrodinger's ghosts. Mentally stabilizing the body and mind of people who believe in many unspecified evil spirits. That is an exorcist's job. Bye. Wait, Mikako, where are you going? Mikako walked away after saying only a few sentences. I still don't get what she's thinking, but I guess it's better than nothing. I somehow managed to have a conversation-ish thing with her. So does that mean we became closer? I stood idly for a while before wandering off, thinking again about Mikako. Mikako Kawa's report card was updated in the handbook. It's getting late. I should go back to my room. School announcement. It is now 10 p.m. Nighttime is here and the diner will be off limits. Sleep tight, nighty-night. Another day passed and our search so far has been fruitless. Damn it, I told everyone not to fret. But when do we actually get out? No, getting nervous won't get me anywhere. I should be positive and believe in myself. That's one step closer to escaping this school. Let's sleep for today. I don't have much to do here anyway, and the others will be sleeping too. Mikako is very reluctant to speak, to the point where having a normal conversation is almost impossible. I couldn't understand the few words she managed to say. Lying on the bed, I fell into a pensive mood. I kept wondering, what is Hope Speak Academy, and what about Monokuma's true identity? I was ignorant, everything seemed like a mystery. Yet I was curious, I wanted to know the truth. My thoughts faded as my consciousness sank into the darkness once again. Hello, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. Morning, rise and shine, or sign. Let's have another lively day. Or spend the day energetically, or whatever. It's been 3 days now. The situation hasn't improved, but I still need to keep investigating. Is someone at the door? It's gonna be Tyra again. I'm coming. Oh, Tsurugi, what's the matter? It's pretty early in the morning. Good morning, Yuki. Sorry for the disturbance, but can you come to the diner right now? Yeah, but why? Did you find something? No, not necessarily. I'm just trying to set up some plot stuff. I'd say it's more of a regular meeting. Anyway, please come. I'll go call the others. A regular meeting. Well, I guess the others could not be feeling anxious when 3 days have passed. Let's go to the diner, like Tsurugi said. Morning. Flavor text people. Morning, Yuki. Did you get some rest? Yeah, kind of. Are you up because Tsurugi called you? Uh-huh. He told me to come to the diner. I'm not exactly an early riser. I better shake off this drowsiness before I go. Okay, don't be late, though. But it wasn't a time. There was no time set. No one in the trash room? No one just randomly happening to be in here? No? Nobody just happening to be in the laundry room? Mikako, what are you doing? Did Tsurugi call you too? What was that? It's called opening of the mouth. This is the diner. Those who did not yet come soon arrived after I came in, and everyone gathered in the diner. That's everyone, I suppose. Hey, why'd you call us so early? I need some more sleep. Oh, gotcha. You finally found some clues. Really? Are you sure we're getting out of here? No, not yet. I still couldn't get a grip of the situation, much less clues to escape. What are you talking about? It's been 3 days, and we still have to be stuck here? That's why I called you. Like Mitsuhiro said, 3 days have passed, so we might want to halt the investigation and present what we've got. Even if you say so, there wasn't anything really significant. Clues are also important, but I really want us to get a clear view of the situation, especially since we've settled down from the initial chaos. So, have any of you found something strange or suspicious during your investigation? Everything looks strange to me. Certainly, the situation grew even more puzzling than the first day. In particular, the absence of students and staff was my primary concern. Agreed, Hope's Peak Academy is a public place. It doesn't make sense for us to be the only ones here. Maybe Monokuma is lying. He might be trying to make us believe things he wants us to. No, this building likely is Hope's Peak Academy. Well, you can always clone the building. This could be Building Q or something. Did you forget already? Think about the brochure Mikaru found. True, the map there perfectly matched this building. Wait a second, how do you know that brochure is the real thing? No one here has been inside the actual place. Couldn't Monokuma have made a fake map? I see, you have a point there. No, the brochure wasn't forged, I can guarantee that to you. Why? I've seen that brochure before all this happened. Do you remember the entrance hall where we first met? I was the first to arrive. There I spotted a booklet on the shelf. Thinking back now, that was the exact same brochure as the one we have now. Then no other person in here, not because of our location, but of an unknown cause we are yet to identify? No other person is here. Unknown cause? What kind of cause would just make everyone else from the whole school just disappear? Or maybe Monokuma wiped them out? Wiped out? Real people? But we all saw them. The guns on the camera. If you have these things all over the school, killing off people in the building would be... Hey, just stop it. Are you trying to scare us even more? Idiot. Or baka. Since when did modern school buildings have guns attached to their cameras? There wasn't a single gun nor a camera when we first arrived. If Monokuma did something, then it should have been after the group blackout. So, the entirety of the students vanished by some cause during the short period of time we were unconscious? The short period of time. That's a real mystery. It couldn't have been more than an hour or so. In addition to that, don't you think something has changed? The school didn't feel as creepy when I passed through the entrance. Damn, what the hell's wrong with this place? It's driving me nuts. Who's Monokuma in the first place? Assuming we have the right idea about his plan, it doesn't look like what an ordinary person would do. Carrying out a plan this big would be hard even for the craziest criminals. I think this matter is just getting more and more complicated. But do we have a choice? There's no way to find out Monokuma's identity or whatever happened to us back then. Investigation's the only option. Wouldn't y'all mind if I had a little optimism, like the possibility of a rescue team coming for us? Right, our families have been out of touch with us for days now. Wouldn't someone report us missing and start searching for us? Someone like whom? Like who? Like our parents, the school, the police. Ah ha 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 ha.
Ah, Monokuma! Too bad! No outside force can ever tamper with Hope's Peak Academy's security measures. It seems like I haven't repeated this enough. Abandon your false hope and flow with the rules.
What's your business?
Just one thing. I have been listening to your conversation through the camera, and you're all frustrating me.
Be quiet. We'll make it out of here no matter what you say to us.
Out of here, the outside. Why are you trying so hard to get out when you already know the way? I've kindly told you about the graduation clause. Is it already gone from your memory? Should I restate it to you?
The graduation clause said,
Kill! Kill a person and gain your freedom. What's preventing you from choosing the easy way?
Do you ever think we'll choose to commit a crime? Tsurugi's right. We won't listen to you. Get out of here. Anyway, Monokuma, who are you? Who is controlling you from behind?
Monokuma is Monokuma. The most Monokuma-like Monokuma ever. You son of a bitch. Quit blabbering and answer the question. Initially, my expectation was that a murder would occur after the very first day. But what I got instead was 3 days in a row without murder. My dream of an interesting turn of events was shattered into pieces. I thought I had everything for a murder to occur, so I wondered why did nothing happen. Then, while reading a comic about a young detective, I thought came in a flash. There was a final ingredient for murder that I haven't added. It was the motive! No one was killing you because you weren't motivated! But I thought the idea was... I know he says that, but like, the motive is to get out of there. Therefore, I will give you the ultimate motive. Yes, an irresistible cause that will compel you to become a murderer. A motive? What strangey stuff are you gonna do to us? Do you remember the audio-visual room in the school building? I put an important DVD there. Please go and check its contents. Well, that's so fishy. Let me ask you one thing. What's your motive? What do you want to get out of us? The serious one goes, despair! That is all I need. Remember the rules? You're free to investigate the school at your discretion. But will there be any clues? Who knows? Watching you all struggling to reach the truth is a good source of entertainment for me. Regardless, just do your best. I just disappeared again. We're free to investigate the school. To say that with such confidence, I see. But what was the DVD about? He said it was a motive. I'll go check it. I'm the closest to the door. Are you sure? Isn't that Monokuma's trick? I don't know, but somebody should go check it. Be careful. We'll follow you as soon as we get to know what the DVD is. Okay, I'll be right back. And I get unexpectedly followed. Monokuma's motive. What would that be? I felt a drop of curiosity spreading in my mind. And at the same time, strangely, my heart was shaking in an unknown sense of fear. Anyway, let's head straight down to the audiovisual room. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Oh, wherever that is. Oh, Monokuma said there would be a DVD. The box wasn't here before. That box. How does the game know I've been here before? I totally completely avoid this room, you know that. Is this one of the one he was talking about? What should I do? Of course, telling the others right away, but this strange box looks too fishy to just leave it here. The oddly suspicious box soon made me wonder what its contents would be. I'm sure the others wouldn't mind if I take a little peek at it. Inside the box were, in fact, not a DVD. It was, in fact, not a DVD, but 15 DVDs, stacked on top of each other, with each of our names written on it. What is Monokuma trying to show us? This one had my name on it. Let me just take a quick look. A while after I put the DVD into the video player, the monitor screen started to brighten. Huh? I felt like my heart stopped for a moment. When the monitor flashed and started to play the video, I was immediately able to recognize the place on the screen. It's my house? If it wasn't for that situation, I might have felt happy at the familiar sight, or perhaps been soaked in a pool of nostalgia. But the noise that followed cleared those thoughts from my head. What's all this sound? What's happening? Who are you? Mom? Honey, what are you? Oh, this can't be good. It seems like something has occurred to the well-being of Yuki Maeda's warm and caring family. What could have possibly happened to his house? Ah! What was that? What the hell was that video? Yuki, is something wrong? Are you okay, Yuki? You didn't come back, so we decided to check on here. The others are on their way, too. I heard Tsurugi and Akane say something, but that was not my focus at the moment. I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here and go back to my family. Calm down, Yuki. Tell me what happened. Hey, what's all the screaming about? I could hear it from the other end of the hallway. I was finally able to return to my senses minutes after Tsurugi held me still. I saw that everyone was inside the room giving me a strange look. Already having used all my strengths, I silently pointed to the box I found. The others seemed to have understood my message as they took their DVD out and started watching it. And soon, loud screams of panic and fear filled the entire room. This can't be true. This can't be. Someone tell me it's fake. This must be a lie. This is totally impossible. Is this a surprise party? Let me out. I can't stand this place anymore. I've got to get out of here. I'm sure they've seen videos similar to mine. Their response was exactly as I expected. Damn, Monokuma, I didn't see this coming. So this is the motive? I see. What should we do? What should we do? How do we... Darn it, I need to get out, but how? There is a way out. That way? Is there anything other than murder? Oh. It was in a matter of seconds. Murder is the only way out. That short reminder was sufficient to bring back the atmosphere of distrust that prevailed on the first day. We didn't know where we are, nor how things are going in the outside world, but those weren't enough to make us feel the actual weight of the situation. Being given a small motive for escape, we were now slowly beginning to accept it as real. These people might kill someone to get out. No way, we were friends for quite a while now. That kind of optimism was not acceptable anymore. None of us should be fully trusted. I was no exception. Everyone calm down. Wouldn't this be exactly what Monokuma wants us to do? Monokuma wants us to kill each other. We'll only do him good if we can't keep our trust. Are you sure that we should keep this stupid trust? Oh dear. So what did we find for 3 days without killing? Absolutely nothing. Who knows? Maybe we'll get to find someone dead now. No way, that can't happen in here. Quit playing angels. Didn't I tell you? No one would want to socialize in the middle of a bunch of to-be murderers. We're pushed to our limits. I wouldn't be surprised if some savage bloodbath was occurring right now. Us? To be murderers? That's impossible. Right, let us think over the matter. The video was prepared by Monokuma, the mastermind. Would it be okay to believe it just as it was presented? Right, it's likely that he tampered with it. The video looks simply too absurd to be real. And even if it was, the police wouldn't be doing nothing like apparently how they are now. So that imbastard just made a fake video to make us kill? Son of a bitch. Tsurugi, what's your opinion on it? Manipulation of the video. It surely is a possibility, but... Of course, that's the only possible explanation, right? So let's all relax and be a part of your plan to stab us in the back. Stop it. No more fighting. So we don't have a Katsubaki in here to do, like, Katsubaki things. Following Akane's desperate cries, the room fell into silence. Despite how much we've told ourselves to trust each other, a feeling of distrust has already rooted deep inside us. Thinking back, we've known each other for only 3 days. If you got a strong motive to get out, and what if your family was related to that cause, like my case? We all seem exhausted. Let's return to our rooms and rest for a while.
Everyone, don't even think of doing it. Show Monokuma that he can't mess with us. Sure. Would anyone here really think of murder? I totally won't snipe anybody. With Tsurugi normally our mediator in shock, all we could do is distancing ourselves from each other. Surrounded by the dark atmosphere full of doubt and suspicion, we headed to our rooms. So it's important to note there who was the most gone crazy due to the video. In the original, it was Sayaka. In Blowback, it was Kana Issei. And that one, it seemed to be Mitsuhiro Higa. So he sounds like he's gonna die soon. I put them down on my guesses as Chapter 1 blackened for some reason. Afternoon. Oh, we have to do free time events now? It's the box that contained Monokuma's motive videos. They made it harder for us to trust each other. Okay, save the game. In 5. See if we have a gift he likes. So that is what it has come to. Foul suspicion is as grave as sin as homicide. A man of the Christian faith must not be overtaken by such thought. Does that mean you can completely trust everyone? I simply chose not to engage in suspicion rather than trust everyone. What's the difference? Okay, so we can't interact. Kakeru, are you alright? Yes, I think I could get over it. But I'm worried about the other guys. Did you see your own video? What'd you see in your video? The courtroom. Sorry, I don't want to talk about it. A small LCD monitor. I played the motive video using this a moment ago. I wouldn't have played it if I knew this would happen. Yuki, you're never going to kill someone, right? Am I right? Right, but what do you mean, but? Please don't think of doing anything weird, please. I don't want to either, but I can't even trust myself. Will you talk? Makako, you don't think of murdering somebody, right? Yes. Huh? That answer was sooner than I expected, but it felt genuine, so I was relieved. At least not, she's not gonna murder someone in Chapter 1. Kanako, what did you see in your video? The hospital where I worked, and all the patients who still needed my care. Everything was on fire. It was too horrifying to describe. But betraying everyone's trust would be worse. I can't sacrifice another person's life for my own good. And he can't unburn down the hospital, so it doesn't matter. Please, Mr. Maeda, promise me that you won't think of terrible things like murder. Right. Get away from me. Oh, what's wrong, Teruya? Oh, not buying that vid. There ain't nobody who wouldn't want to go out after watching that. But you see, there ain't nobody who wouldn't want to go out after watching that. But you see, the only way out's murder. Anyone might be coming after me. Don't you ever come near, or I'm gonna butcher you first. I should back off. You're clearly not in the mood to talk. How do I, progress this plot? If what I saw was real, this can't be true. This can't happen to me. I get you, Mitch, but calm down. Shut up! You can't understand me even a bit. Tsurugi, what should we do? This is beyond my capability. Since these motives were so viciously designed to target the weaknesses of our minds, the best we can do is hope that no one thinks of murder for now. Is it possible for even you to get this under control? Frankly speaking, I'm struggling even to get hold of myself. How did that video manage to... Certainly within the bounds of forgery. I'm sorry for my incompetence. Please help the others relax a bit by talking with them. Okay. Shadow. Don't let yourself be fooled, Yuki. The motive must have been fabricated. That's what I want to believe, too. It mustn't be real. That's the most plausible explanation for this sheer absurdity. This is a trap laid out by Monokuma. I've been telling everyone the same thing, but it seems like they find my words hard to trust.
Is it because of my lack of eloquence? It's not your fault. Anyone would have had a hard time coping with what just happened. Yuki, I have a feeling that you aren't completely trusting my words. That does not concern me, but please do not think I'm doing anything out of line. I guess I have to talk with everybody, somehow. No one's in here. This can't be. The school, my social status, they're gone. I have nowhere to go. Kizuna, are you okay? Don't talk to me right now. I can't bring myself to trust anyone, and honestly, I don't want to. Aren't you in high school? Okay, it doesn't really make any sense for you, because you're in high school now. It doesn't matter if your school is gone. You're at Hope's Peak now. This isn't good. She's shutting herself off. How was that? How was that useless? Was it a good enough reminder for what a killer game is about? You haven't changed a bit. Didn't you watch the motive video too? How are you still doing fine? I don't fall for some fool's attempt at trickery, and even if that motive was somehow true, I'm not the person who would give in to that. Let me say I've been prepared for this all along. I warned you. Nothing more pointless than playing friends here. Stop it. We made enough trouble. Can't you at least not make it worse? No one's in the laundry? The bathhouse is still locked. No one's in the kitchen. Here we go. What was that loud noise? It came from near my room. Let's hurry. Haru, Kyoka, and Satsuki. These guys aren't very violent people, are they? What are you doing here? Yuki, yeah. Hold on, is that... Next to their feet were two nameplates that hang beside our room doors, both shattered into pieces. Oh. Both the broken plates are marked Kyoka, Maki, and Tsurugi Kinyo. Okay, so this means that one of Kyoka and Tsurugi has to be the victim or blackened, or red herring. Right? Because they can't tell which room is which now. That's the idea. So that makes them, that kind of forces them very involved. Let's see here. It's Kyoka. Huh. Tsurugi maybe is the guy involved here. No, it wasn't me, I swear. It was Haru. I'm innocent for real. Technically, it's all because you ran into me, Satsuki. How you're blaming others for your fault. Very disappointing. I didn't raise you like that. Can someone please explain? How should I put this? So Haru and Satsuki were running in the hallway and bumped into each other. Then Haru did 3 amazing spins before hitting the wall, and this is what you've got. I guess that's it. So Haru is very, intentionally kind of staged this up. It's a double name tag kill. How can you laugh? I broke school property. It's against the rules. Didn't you read it? Violators are gonna get punished. They surely are. Damaging school property is strictly prohibited. Violators must be given the proper punishment.
Oh, he's here.
My, these nameplates that took me days to craft, they just were smashed into pieces. Why did you show up here?
Why'd you show up here?
Of course, to punish the perpetrator. I won't ever forgive this. Do you have any idea how much effort it took?
Wait, seriously? Hold on. This makes no sense. I'm gonna die just because I broke some nameplates? This seriously can't happen.
No one told you to goof around. No running in the hallway. Even kindergartners learn that, stupid.
I'm sorry. Please have some mercy.
Here I go. Get ready to be shattered apart like those nameplates.
No.
Just kidding.
Huh?
It's true that damaging school property is against the rules, but this clause only applies when you do it on purpose. Haruhiko's case was an accident, so you're safe. The nameplates, I've got plenty of spares hanging around.
But that the nameplate shatter matters.
Were you scared? Scared? You're such a coward. Begging for your life immediately on the spot. What an amusing sight.
So funny.
Well then, though not on purpose, you still broke school property. Should I call this a punishment? Anyway, put these nameplates back on. I'll really punish you if you don't, and keep in mind you won't be exempted for a second offense. Accident or not. Now, I'll pick up the broken pieces so you don't get cut. Oop, 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 oop.
And he's gonna put them on reversed. That little brat, he tricked me. Gee, what a chicken, Haru. Come on, I couldn't help it. You saw him shooting Tsurugi with a legit gun in the gym. Wouldn't you be scared if that's what happened to you? Stupid.
What's so funny about it? Are you making fun of me?
I'm glad it's settled, but can I ask you one thing? Everyone's feeling anxious because of the motive, and you guys are joking around. Sorry, I guess it could have come across as being ignorant. But I thought we could ease the tension by playing around a bit. Murder, motives, anxiety, just push them to the side and have fun. That way we can all chill out and strengthen our bond. Right, at first I wondered what in the world she's talking about. Now I'm thinking, playing with these two actually helped me cool off. Me too, I'm happy to have awesome friends. I see, if there's despair that outdoes trust, overcome it with something that would counteract. Small chats and games can be a great help in situations like this. Kyoka, you're amazing. I was distracted by all these negative thoughts until now. I was so out of my mind that I almost thought of murder. But as you said, if we forget about the hardships and burdens and act positive, we'll be able to overcome this situation. Yuki, you don't have to take it seriously. It's just another one of my dumb thoughts. No, I think we can make progress with your method. Right, we can start hanging out in larger groups for tomorrow. Before escaping or finding clues, we first need to build a relationship based on mutual trust. That's what I learned today. Yuki, you're a really outgoing person. I bet you could do it better than me. Fingers crossed. So it's Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates are going to be reversed. Will be reversed accidentally by Haru. By Haruhiko. And they shatter. That's important. A school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. Nighttime is here. The diner will be off limits. Sleep tight and nighty-night. Wait, it's nighttime already. Oh, I almost forgot. I was on the way to the restroom when Kyoka caught me. Better take care of my business before it gets too late. So, like, that's just all a day? Just like they went... No, that's not a day. Haru, we'll go back to bed. We'll go to bed now. Make sure to put the nameplates back where they should. Don't forget about it and get punished.
Alright, technically you guys should help me do this, but I'll be the gentleman here. Yuki, good night to you too. I'm still worried about the others, but hopefully none of them will be thoughtless enough to commit murder. Right, of course. Thanks to Kyoka, Haru, and Satsuki, I was brought to my senses. I'll tell everyone tomorrow. The stronger our bond is, the easier it will be to fight against Monokuma. I say goodnight to Kyoka and Satsuki and return to my room. I'll have to, like, do that. Today seems to have passed pretty quick. The motive was a big shock to us from the morning. Everyone is still in panic because of it since we parted off. If this persists, things are going to get worse. I hope it's not too late. I've got to talk with reliable friends like Tsuruki and Kyoka and stop the prevailing doubt from spreading. Organizing the busy thoughts in my head, I soon drifted off to sleep. Hello, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. Rise and shine, Ursine. Let's have another lively day. Let's do this. The sooner the better. I should start with calling the others. Morning. Whoa, you scare me, Tsurugi. Ah, Yuki, I was about to knock on your door. What's the matter? I have something to say to you all, so I'm gathering everyone in the diner. Could you head there and wait until I finish calling the others? Gathering everyone? This looks good. It's exactly what I was about to do. Tsurugi's always quick to put things into action. Sure. Thanks, go ahead, I'll be done soon. Well, it just cuts, okay. This music. Tsurugi, you sent us here first and still doesn't seem to be finished. Nonetheless, it's a relief that we gathered here, just as we always did. I was worried if yesterday's events have torn our trust apart. Well, it will be if things don't turn out well in this meeting. Are you still thinking about the video? That must be Monokuma's trick to confuse us and make us fight each other. Who knows? You never know who's going to stab you in the back. Mitch is right. I'm going to listen to Tsurugi for now, but I can't get rid of this thought that someone in here is thinking of murder. No, that's not true. Let's have a real talk when everyone gets here. Then we can look for solutions. Try to figure out who's not here. And it seems like Rei is not here. Because the person who's not here is who Tsurugi's like fighting with, right? Speaking of everyone, what's keeping Kyoka and Mekaru so late? Oh. So Kyoka, the sniper, who's not in a good situation because she's one of the people whose nameplates might have gotten switched. And then Mekaru. Huh? Who's Mekaru? I wrote down all the names here. Yuki, Haruhiko, Kane, Ayame, Mitch, Kakeru. He's here. It's not him. Kanata, Kizuna, Tsurugi, Mikaku, she's here. Teruya, he's here. Rei. Oh, Rei. Okay, so it is Rei. Okay, just making sure. I got the names mixed up. So, Rei, who Tsurugi would be fighting with, right? And the person whose nameplate got switched. I find it strange also. Perhaps Mr. Kinjo is on his way to call them. You guys, did Mekaru and Kyoka come here? No, we kept staying here since you called us. They're gone. I can't find Kyoka, Maki, and Rei Mekaru. What? Could they still be sleeping? At the restroom? I mean, the room for resting? I don't think they would oversleep. Those two are quite the early birds, even out of the girls. Sorry, but I have to ask you all to come out and help me search for Kyoka and Mikaru. Are you okay? You don't look so good. Guess maybe there's no free time events between the murder and, the murderer and the motive. It's like motive murder. This happens sometimes. It's kind of unexpected, though. Wait a minute. If the early birds aren't showing up, something must have happened, huh? To them, don't tell me. So which one died? I would guess it would be... I mean, the best guess would be that's, Kyoka. Kyoka Maki's the one who died, because she's the one who would have had the nameplate switched. And May is just red herring, but... I never would have guessed that Kyoka would have been the Chapter 1 victim. That is weird. Like, that's pretty out there. That's pretty wild, honestly. Yeah, that's a big subversion. I never would have guessed that. I would have guessed it would be someone like Satsuki, right? Anyway. What are you talking about? That's not possible. They're just being late. Anyway, let's be quick. Kyoka and Mekaru disappeared. Did something happen to those two? No way. That's impossible. But then, what is this dreadful sensation pressing against my heart? Decided to put off these distracting thoughts and join the search. Yeah, prepare for the sniper to be dead. Ayame, did you find them? Unfortunately, no. It looks like they're not in their room. Oh. I tried knocking on their doors and ringing the bell, but there was no response. Well, that doesn't mean they're not in there. It might be because they're still asleep, but then I don't think those two would ever sleep in. I'm not that surprised about Mikaru, but Kyoka was an early bird too? Kyoka... Yes. Yes, 2 days ago, Akane, Kyoka, and I had a talk with each other. I saw that Kyoka was a very diligent person, contrary to my first impression. Anyhow, where could they possibly be? I'm even more concerned because of yesterday's mess. Don't worry, they'll be fine. Nothing would have happened. What was that? Sounded like Akane from the girls' restroom. Let's hurry. Right into the girls' restroom. Akane, what happened? Ah! Is there something inside? I clutched my palpitating heart and pushed Akane to the side. Trembling with extreme anxiety, I stepped forward to look inside the girls' restroom. No, that can't be. This shouldn't be a big deal. There's no way that could happen. No way. Are you ready for sniper? Sniper, right? Yep. I would have never guessed. Like, that came at it. Well, I saw you could guess, like, once the nameplate thing happened, right? But, like, until then, you would not have guessed it was her. What I found there was no longer, with her usual vitality, the lifeless body of the ultimate sniper, Kyoka Maki. Blood and hanged. An eye for an eye, a death for a death. Echoing despair, okay? I don't know. The guy that seems like they're setting up to be the Black End is Mitch, right? But I don't know, that might be too obvious. Ah. Ah! Ah! Well, what is it, Yuki? This can't be. Kyoka, ah! Ah! A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, a class trial will begin. What was that announcement? Before that, we need to tell the others. I'll go then. I was still screaming on the spot, and by the time I regained my composure, everyone had gathered in front of the girls' restroom. Well, do I have to do something here? Yes. You're sus. No way, someone's actually dead? Yes, sir. It's not a surprise party? I didn't want to believe the announcement when I heard it. How could this happen? When the announcement came, I felt that something sinister was due to occur. Seems like my senses were unfortunately correct. For now, let us wish that she may find peace. Kyoka, just why? You didn't deserve this. Kyoka, what made you like this? Damn it and damn it. I can't believe it. How could I let something like this happen? I don't deserve to be a police officer. I must be having a bad dream. Can somebody wake me up, guys? Anyone? Why did this happen? I can't understand it. Weren't we all good friends? Somebody's murdered for real. Ah, Papa. Kyoka. Interact. A dreadful scene was still visible inside the girls' restroom. Yuki, it's dangerous to go in. But he's right, I heard this from Monokuma the other day while walking in the hallway. The machine guns will roast us into ashes if we try to enter the restroom with the opposite sex. But Kyoka's in there, and we can't even check on her? Yuki, calm yourself. Let the girls get to her. No, please don't. I ask you all to refrain from doing anything that may disrupt the crime scene. Saruki, I don't think we have to act like a policeman. I don't think you have to act like a policeman here. A friend of ours died. You're just acting like it's another day on your job. I apologize. I'm also reflecting on my own inability that caused this tragedy. I don't deserve to stand here with you. But still, I ask for your cooperation. We have to investigate the situation to find the truth. The truth? What do you mean by that? That you did it, of course. No, why do you think Kyoka died? Or tell me, were you thinking she just killed herself because of that rope around her neck? That Kyoka was really murdered? Bingo! That would be correct! Kyoka Maki was murdered! This was not a suicide, in case you are wondering. We're gonna rule that out right from the start. Monokuma, you son of a bitch! I want them to not believe someone actually murdered her. They're gonna say it must have been a girl because they managed to get into the girl's restroom without being turned into Swiss cheese. But I started to doubt that's how that worked. Wait a second, isn't it still possible for her to have killed herself? We haven't even started the investigation yet. Suicide? Nonsense. I can say this for sure. Kyoka was murdered by another person. And the perpetrator in such a crime is, of course, one of you guys! That can't be true. One of us is the culprit? Certainly! That someone must have wanted to get out so badly after seeing my motive video yesterday. Not that I will blame anyone for it. After all, it's just natural human tendency. You can't really call that wrong, can you? Nothing is wrong about a murder. Do you not know what homicide is the worst possible crime that a person can commit? You are being trolled. Silly girl, what type of reasoning? That type of reasoning only works outside. You live in a different world, one that consists entirely of this school. In other words, the only law that exists here in the school is the school regulations. There is certainly a murderer among us. And who is it? Who's the killer? You damn criminal. Stop this bullshit now. Eek, you're scaring me. A friendly reminder that bear hunting is illegal here. Anyway, don't be so mad. Relax. I'm here to help, not to harm. Help? You see, boys, weren't you having trouble because you can't enter the girls' restroom? But that will prevent a fair investigation from happening. So for this case, the restroom sensor will be disabled until the end of the class trial. Of course, this doesn't mean you can go wherever you want. As the headmaster, I promote healthy relationships between boys and girls. An investigation for what? When a friend of ours just died? Investigate the case for the upcoming class trial. What else could it be?
A class trial? But being a lawyer won't really help you there, sir.
That's right, didn't I tell you? In order to graduate, you have to win the class trial after murdering someone. Will the Blackhead deceive the others while hiding their own identity? How will the remaining spotless find the Blackhead? Ah, the thrills. Investigation is all for that. Have you ever seen a detective who points out the culprit without any prior investigation?
You bastard, you've got to be kidding me. It says kidding us, but kidding me, because I have to do this now.
Well, spend your time wisely till I call you again. Last but not least, here's a bonus for y'all. I'll give you this, namely the Monokuma file. It's meant to be a guide to those who haven't encountered this kind of situation before. It contains some useful information like the cause of death and fatal injury. Now, some of you are experts on this field and may not need this. But it doesn't hurt to have one, does it? Don't you want one too? Here you go.
The cause of death? How do you even know that?
Because I saw it through the surveillance camera. What do you think I do at night? Hibernating? Wrong. I'm always watching you.
Would that mean that you already know the culprit? Ray just shows up. Glad to hear that. I was wondering if Monokuma is trying to trick us again. As long as I have a fair game, it's fine. I'm fine. Mekaru, where have you been all this time? At the entrance to investigate. I came here when I heard a body was discovered. Liar. What? How can you be this late when there's a murder, especially when you love to be so nosy like that? Yeah, right. How were you the only one missing when we were all here? Well, she's someone called the Red Herring. What are you morons talking about? Just confess it already. Aren't you the killer? Wait, stop. It's not the time to fight against each other. Oh, what's this? I'm suddenly left out. Well, fine. I won't let this get on me. Everyone, good luck on the investigation, and see you later. After Monokuma left, no one dared to let out a word for a very long time. It was only natural. One of the 14 standing people here had murdered Kyoka, and my voice is still a little bit Monokuma-y, but not quite for some reason. The familiar tension in the atmosphere, eyes doubting each other. The conflict is already at its climax. We haven't even got to Chapter 5 yet, though. So are we planning to do this forever? Huh? Will we stand here for the remainder of our time, doing nothing at all? Monokuma has said that a punishment awaits the losing party of the trial. Punishment? Does that mean execution? Indeed. We all die if we fail to find the truth. That's why we have to do this. I have to do this. I will die if I don't. But doing this, I will need to question every one of us and point someone out as the culprit. Still, I must do it. If I don't want to die, if I want to survive, it's inevitable. When I become aware of my surroundings again, I found myself unknowingly entering the girls' restroom. It hurt that I had to doubt a friend, but a weird yet more intense feeling was building up inside me. I want to know. Why did this happen to Kyoka? Who's the culprit that killed her? I want to find out. Curiosity took over my reason. And what do I want to do with it? I want to find that out as well. For now, it may be better to follow this intense craving for knowledge. Damn. I will do it. I will expose the culprit and survive this game. That's the only option I have, right? Investigate. And I'm going to actually go into this. I'm going to pause the encoding, do some bench, and then come back. Okay, I'm back, and hopefully we'll try to finish this. Oof. Weather's still uninteresting. Before starting the investigation, let's read the Monokuma file first. I might get something out of it.
Oh, in the case, well, I better say before going into this, if I were to make a guess at who exactly is the culprit, I would guess that it's, at this point, that it's Mitsuhiro, who is the super high school level soccer player. It seems like kind of a lame guess because that's what the game seems to be pushing as the bad guy. The game just seems to be pushing him as someone who would do such a thing. Now that raises the question, well, how would the body get into the girls' restroom if it were a boy who did it? And my running theory, with not much evidence to this, is that Rei is pulling a Byakuya, or somewhat like a Shozo from the second case of Blowback, where she knows exactly what happened because she watched it, and she decided to hang up the body in the girls' restroom just to mess with people and troll them. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm like suspecting right now. Or Monokuma's rule just wasn't very serious, one or the other. You know, that's my like running theory. We'll see how it changes when I actually see the evidence that's presented. The victim, I don't have like a graphic for it. Okay, is Kyoka Maki. The estimated time of death is around 6 a.m. The body was discovered hanging in the girls' restroom of the student dormitory. The cause of death is a contusion of the occiput. There seems to have been excessive blood loss from the wound. Okay, I have to Google stuff because whoever translated this... if we can trust whoever translated this... Occiput... the back of the head or skull. Okay, and a contusion is just like a puncture, right? Reach an injured tissue or skin in which blood capillaries have been ruptured, a bruise. So you're saying that she was rabbit punched, but she wasn't rabbit punched in the sense that the skull was broken. It just created a bunch of breaks in the blood vessels. That's kind of weird. I don't know if that works. Can you actually kill someone that way? Like, actually kill them with a scalping? That's really minor. Is this it? Some more information would have helped. Well, I guess I'll have to start from here. He doesn't say the location of death. Let's start with checking anything that looks suspicious, and it might be a good idea to talk with other people so that we can share our knowledge. I will find out the truth. Yes, I will. The investigation has begun. You can collect truth bullets that will be used as evidence in the class trial. Go everywhere you can reach and look closely at suspicious objects to collect truth bullets. The class trial will begin once you collect all of them. Investigate thoroughly. Oh, here's a handy tip. When you press shift, a mark will appear on top of things that you can find evidence from. This is entirely separate from the usual blue exclamation mark. Use it wisely. You can check on truth bullets that you have obtained in the e-handbook. Monokuma File 1 has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, an earwig is crawling on me. Okay. Items. E-handbook. Okay. Truth bullets. Monokuma File 1. Okay. Man. We're not gonna make it to the trial, there's gonna be investigation here. The girls' restroom has more toilet seats than the boys' restroom, which is not very surprising, I guess. All that's inside is a toilet paper, and a trash can. None of them look particularly suspicious. Let's see if any of them... If it says something different for one of these. Doesn't give me coins during Deadly Life, does it? Cool. Let's get what's this guy will tell me nothing. Bleh, arg. Teruya, are you okay? Baijobu. I can't believe someone really died. A real dead person. Teruya, it's not that I don't feel sad like you, but if we don't do this, we're gonna get killed. I can't do it, and how am I supposed to investigate while I'm feeling like this? With someone who might be a murderer. Listen, I won't force you to do anything you don't like. If you keep continuing being negative like that, we might lose an opportunity to uncover the truth, and that will mean game over for us. If that's what you want, keep standing there like that. You have nothing to be afraid of, protagonist. Danganronpa. Monokuma will string it out until you find the right answer. Always. Kyoka. Damn it. You were alright. We were alright last night. We had fun together. It's only a few hours since we last talked with her. But this is the reality, right? I can't let myself be overtaken by grief. I can't say I'm smart, but I'll try to do the best of my ability. I'm gonna find out who did this to you, Kyoka. Let's help each other out. Yeah, but this the time of death doesn't really tell me anything. Okay, so just interacting with that brings up the Monokuma file. That's kind of odd. Truly a regrettable incident. I have been bracing myself to a degree, but reality still seems capable of exceeding our worst expectations. It's making me feel like I'm out of hope. But we must find the culprit, both for Kyoka and our own good. I agree, we should investigate to the extent of our capabilities and combine our knowledge. Additionally, there are still several of us who are in a panic and need some time before joining us to investigate. If possible, I want you to comfort them and help them regain their composure. I think I'm one of those several people too, but okay, I'll try. Mikako, what are you staring at like that? The rope there. Rope? It's strange. The rope hanging Kyoka is strange? The hook. Huh? Oh, she's right. I was too shocked by the sight of Kyoka's corpse to notice it earlier, but now I see that the rope is fixed to the ceiling bar by a hook. But it's like wrapped a bunch after the hook. Like it's like they threw the hook and it like spun around the pipe before it latched. But how is it strange? It was probably just used to hold the rope in place. If it was done from the inside, it cannot be tied like that. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, I thought we were finally having an actual conversation, but she went silent again. Still, I think she knows something. That means there's something about that hook. Hook has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay. How do I... Okay, turn that off. There's something on the wall. A viscous liquid with a dark yellow color is splattered on the wall. It felt more slippery than I thought when I gently touched it. It's oddly disturbing. I tried smelling the liquid on my finger. Yuck, it stinks. What is this smell? It smells familiar. Have you smelt that liquid? Yeah. Do you know what this is? Well, I cannot say for certain, but I believe it is an odor closest to that of rubber. Rubber, yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. So it's like rubber cement? But it's not just rubber, it smells terrible, like an ugly mixture of rubber and oil. It's on the floor too. What do you think it is? Maybe it's been there since the first day. No, that's unlikely. Does it not look like the stain is heading towards Kyoka's body? Kinji made a convincing point. An explanation I can think of is the liquid trickling down the wall to the floor eventually flowed toward Kyoka's body? No. I think this is an important piece of evidence related to the case too, but I still don't have enough clues yet. Rubber-smelling liquid has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well, I can't really relate that to anything I've seen so far. Can I? I mean, I feel like that might be like the rosin, where it's like, I'll have a fridge realization about it. Sniff and sob. Kanata, are you alright? It hurts me emotionally to do this, but I shouldn't avoid it, right? Because this is our only option. This is the only thing we can do. I'll do everything I can to help everyone as much as possible, so we can uncover the truth. Thanks. Did you read the Monokuma file? Yes, there wasn't anything particularly remarkable. Kanata, do you think we can trust the Monokuma file? I mean, it might give us false information to throw us off. I came up with the same question and examined the body by myself. And I'm sure the information given in the Monokuma file is true. Time and cause of death mostly seems to match. I thought it could be Monokuma's trap. Guess I should start from here, though there are very little clues. This is my opinion, but don't you think Miss Maki's body looks a bit odd? Odd. My examination results agree with the Monokuma file's statement that the cause of death was contusion on the occiput. That would mean Miss Maki's fatal injury was on the back of her head. Then why is she hanged? Yeah, I don't see a reason for the culprit to hang her, unless they were planning to choke her to death. I was puzzled also and proceeded to check out Miss Maki's neck. The rope wasn't even tight. When a person is hanged, there should be a clear mark, or in worst cases, blue discolorations on the skin that was in contact with the rope. Right, a ligature. But there is barely a mark on her neck, and I can't quite understand the cause. Judging from the state of the body, it would rather say the rope was simply wrapped around her neck than hanged her. So Kyoka was not hanged. You know the actual cause of death is a contusion. The rope has nothing to do with it. Then why? Again, someone was just trying to mess with you. It's like that. It's like the same reason Chihiro was hanged, or in a crucifix pose, right? Same diff. I think this will be important. Thank you, Kanata. My pleasure. My medical knowledge is far from perfect, but I'm glad that I can help you. It also kind of like blowback was also like a hit in the back of the head and afterwards strangulation, but they decided in that case to make the strangulation the actual cause of death. Maybe this is where they got that idea. They decided to variate this. If I was skilled enough to bring the dead back to life, Miss Maki wouldn't have gone through all of this. No one could ever bring a dead person back to life, so don't blame yourself, Kanata. Okay, thank you, Mr. Maeda. I'll continue the autopsy in case I missed anything. And I feel bad for Miss Maki when I leave her alone, so just don't push yourself so hard. Kanata's testimony has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, this is the blood. There's a small blood stain right in front of Kyoka's body. A blood stain. Does that mean the hanging has nothing to do with the case? I'm sure hanging itself won't make you bleed. But there wasn't any notable bloodstains on her. All that was found was a thick clot smeared on the hair near the bruise. I suppose the culprit wiped the blood off the blood on the body. Okay. Bloodstain near body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. This is kind of odd. And the body itself, right? Which is kind of slung in this kneeling position via the rope, but she wasn't really hanged from it. Kyoka's wasn't, which wasn't suspended by it. Kyoka's body
Urgh. This is a real death of a human. As I watched from up close, I felt like I was becoming extremely closer to death itself. Was this Chongmar? Is it really extremely? I don't know if extremely would have been a good translation of anything in Korean, honestly. Kyoka. Last night, it was Kyoka who saved me from losing my mind after watching The Motive. In a situation where you can't even trust yourself, her bright smile drove negative thoughts away. Why did this happen to you? I shouldn't run away from reality. No matter what, I have to face it and move forward for Kyoka's sake. I think professionals like Tsurugi and Kanata already examined the body, but it would be a bad idea to look over it myself. Sorry, Kyoka. Okay, so... Okay, yeah, Tsurugi and Kanata. I'll check out your body real quick. Struggling to keep myself from retching, I inspected Kyoka's body. According to the Monokuma file, the death happened about 3 hours ago. Only 3 hours have passed, but there wasn't even a tiny bit of life left in Kyoka's body. Anyway, the Monokuma file said the cause of death is contusion on the occiput. I carefully examined the back of Kyoka's head. There really was a large bruise on Kyoka's head. It created a giant dip in the skin. Something's not right. How is there not a single drop of blood on the body where there's an injury like this? Culprit would have wiped it away to get rid of the remaining evidence, but she was wearing clothes. But that would be pointless since the Monokuma file tells us everything. Well, they wouldn't have known that. Right? And the culprit may not have done it. It might have been again, I think someone messed with the body afterwards. I think there's two people here. There's a Buyaki Chihiro situation going on. Clean body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Kyoka, huh? What's this? While examining Kyoka's body, I suddenly realized that she was holding something in her hand. This looks like a piece of paper. But why would that still be in her hand? If the body was messed with. That's weird. With some effort, I pulled out a scrap of paper that seemed to have been ripped out of a notepad from Kyoka's stiffened clutch. A notepad. I wonder if it's from one's Monokuma put in each of our rooms. Okay, P65, here we go. There's something written on the paper. Something. To the laundry room at 6. Then Cam Blake will be waiting. And someone decided to tear out the part that was their name. But like, not the rest of the note. We're not getting rid of the rest of the note. Because that would make too much sense. Laundry room. I guess we're going there. This would be a fairly important piece of evidence. 6 o'clock is precisely Kyoka's time of death. The killer must have called Kyoka with this. The tour note has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I don't think there's anything else special. Plus, I don't want to touch a dead friend's body any longer. I silently prayed for her. Well, to the laundry room we go, I guess. Yuki, what are we supposed to do? Someone actually died. The situation might seem hopeless, but we have to try. If we don't, we're going to die too. We're gonna die? Monokuma told us, in the class trial, if we fail to uncover the truth, we are going to be executed. You can't let that happen. What I'm saying is, it's hard to face what happened to Kyoka, but for her sake, we need to figure out the truth. Okay, I'll do it for Kyoka. I'm not much of an intellect, but I'll do everything I can. Except I can cook and clean really well, which actually requires some intellect. And when I find out the truth, I won't ever forgive the person who murdered Kyoka. She seems to feel a bit better. Boys' bathroom. Nothing in here. Damn it, why do I have to do this? Kizuna? Who is it? It's me, Yuki. Did I surprise you that much? Yuki? It wasn't you, right? You're not the killer. Of course not. I would never kill someone. Yeah, it's easy for anyone to say that. Kizuna? Whatever this class trial is, I don't care. I'm just gonna get out of this place. Kizuna, try to calm down. Don't be a chapter 2 blackened. Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk with someone who might be a murderer. Seems like Hyoka's death caused her to completely lose her trust in others. You messer around with things. What are you looking at, useless? Makeru, when the murder happened, what made you come late? Why should I tell you? Besides, I told you not to talk to me. I was investigating in the entrance hall. There was something of particular interest. Was it more important than a friend's death? Friend, since when are you guys and I friends? You... Well, I admit an actual murder happened. Actual murder happening was beyond my expectation. But should I be shocked by every single incident that occurs here? Hey, friend or not, I don't think that's how we should react to a person's death. So what? I was born like this. That's why I'm different from the rest of you. Why don't you quit wasting time and go investigate? Class trial is a piece of cake for me, but I'm not going to offer any help. Are you saying you already cracked the case? Absolutely. Are you playing me for a fool? This whole murder case is a joke. Not because you're the culprit? You look at who's treating an innocent person like a criminal just because I was late. Suspecting your friend to be a murderer, is that the mutual trust you guys were so busy talking about? Well, someone had to do it. But I don't know who the culprit yet. I don't know who the culprit yet, and you look the most suspicious right now because of that extra time you took. Suppose I am the culprit. Can you give me a reason why I would commit murder? Can you think I'm foolish enough to be swayed by some dumb video? Then give a proper explanation then. There's no evidence to back up your claim. Are you an idiot? Sure, there's no evidence nor any witnesses, but even if I was late for another reason, nothing would change from the truth. Coming late to the murder scene despite the announcement is suspicious enough. This is a waste of time. Get lost if you don't get what I'm saying. I have things to check on and can't spare time for morons. Makaru, why do you always have to? Jeez, what a nuisance. Why are you acting so friendly anyway? Didn't you get enough? If you still want more, go see that brawny lawyer. He'll prove my innocence. Rei Makaru, I can't understand her. Disregarding everyone else for incompetence, not even caring the slightest bit about a murder. I'll have to admit her reasoning and research skills are exceptional. Becoming a top university professor at her age certainly isn't an easy thing to do. But did she have to be so hostile and antagonistic does she have to be all so hostile and antagonistic all the time? Well, this is not the time to think about that. The class trial will begin soon. I need to dig up more details about the culprit. The brawny lawyer Makaru mentioned, that must be Kakeru. She said he'll prove her innocence. I should go talk to him. But I gotta go to the laundry room and see the bloodstain in the laundry room. The sudden sight took me by surprise. Blood in the laundry room? Wait, the body was in the girl's restroom. Why is blood splattered all over here on the floor? Bloodstain in the laundry room. What I can infer from this is, could it be... Yes, correct, that the murder took place in the laundry room. Very simple, right? Yep. And then it probably was a boy who did it. And then the girl moved the body into the girl's restroom to confuse everyone. Damn, this isn't ordinary business that's going on. That goddamn Monokuma. A person died and we aren't allowed any time to give our condolences. Monokuma can really be really cruel at times. Yuki, have you got any ideas about the culprit? No, not yet. Mine either. God, I hope we're not doomed yet. Actor much? This door's still locked. Yes. Why are you in here, Shadow? Let's see if anybody's in here for no reason. I am thoroughly investigating every section of the building, but the diner seems to have little relevance to the murder. You're probably right, but we shouldn't want to overlook any clues, so let's search more carefully. Our lives are on the line. She is probably completely irrelevant to this. Hey Yuki, how's your investigation going? Well, can't say for sure. Would you come look over here? Look, what, the door? Don't you see that? Yeah, I see it's your room. This is a key piece of evidence. Your room is a key piece of evidence? Not the room, look at the nameplate. I don't know what you're trying to say, Tsurugi. I see it as your room, but... No, this is not my room. Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't exactly know what happened, but how the nameplates were switched. They're switched? Yes, with Kyoka's, and she happens to be the victim in this case. Come over here. This is my actual room. That's... Next to the door that Tsurugi pointed out as his room was a plate that read, Kyoka Maki. I noticed it when I was going around to call you guys in the morning. I wasn't aware of the murder back then, so I assumed I could manage it later. But looking back now, I think this tells me the overall flow of events. You can see what happened just from this? Well, roughly, combined with evidence gathered from other places, I have some experience in this field after all. Alright, he's the ultimate police officer. He encountered actual murder cases before. He should certainly know what to do in this sort of situation. Right, and his flow of events would be that somebody passed a note intended for him to try to summon him to the laundry room in order to kill him. But it wasn't he that showed up, it was actually Kyoka who showed up. But the culprit just decided, okay, it's the wrong person, but I'm just going to kill them anyway. Switch nameplates has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Yuki, besides that, I need to know something. Do you know who switched the nameplates around? Even if you say so. I remember from last night. And it was an accident, of course. Ha, were you scared? Scared? Okay, yes, this. I'm not going to read this again. Basically, Haruhiko did it, and he did it by accident. I sincerely doubt that he's the culprit. Okay. Why is these people not around? Why are you here? Yuki. What do we do? Kyoka's really dead. Calm down, Satsuki. I know it can be confusing, but if you give up here, everything else will be over. For real. Think of what you can do right now. Yeah, so Satsuki came on an expedition to investigate the school building because nobody seems to care about it. And got 0 clues. Cheer up, just remember that we need to investigate to move forward. Conversation number 2 with you. What is it now? Why did you come to me again? Because your chibi was there. Well, you said there was something that caught your interest. I was wondering what it was. Which happens to be none of your business. Didn't I also say I won't give you help? It's more of a minor thing. Look inside the shop if you're curious. A useless guy like you won't see it anyway. The pole cue is missing. It's an antique store. A place filled with bizarre odds and ends not found anywhere else in the building. Thought the culprit might have gotten their tools for murder from here, but as I didn't come here very often, everything only looks the same. If only I had an expert at the store. Well, wait a minute, wasn't there someone? Store sells things, someone who's an expert at selling things. That person might know something about this, I should go ask him. No, it's this. This is it. Is this a billiards cue stick, or I wonder how this got here? Ah, but there's one missing, though. Well, I guess I'll have to talk to, like, this guy in order to get it. Or, okay, well, let's do that right. Let's do that now, then. Yuki, what should I do? What should... Snap out of it, Teruyu. We need you to uncover the truth. But how can I walk around like nothing's happened? When someone's dead for real? Nobody thinks that nothing's happened. We're only putting our feelings aside for something more important. You need to get over that despair. Even if you say so. My specialty is appraising and selling things. Not this kind of job, and it's one of those fields where I screw up a bunch at. No, there's something that you can do. That's why I came to you in the first place. Something I can do? Teruyu, didn't you visit the antique store pretty often? The antique store? 'Tis true, I took quite an interest in that place. There's a ton of items of considerable worth. Speaking of that, I think the room looked a bit different this morning from what it used to look before. Really? Are you sure? I think so. I checked the place when we were looking for Kyoka and Makaru, and the layout of the room was slightly off from normal. You memorized the whole layout of the room? What do you mean, the whole layout? It's common sense that a product needs to be in perfect layout to convey its full value to the customers. When I was 6, I learned the hard way how much the layout can influence daily sales. If you say so, then it must be true. Wait, why is the layout suddenly out of place? About that rope and hook, Teruya, did you see them at the antique store? I don't know. I didn't look over everything in there yet. But I can't say this for sure. The storage didn't have anything like those, I'm positive. The culprit must have gotten the supplies needed for this murder from the antique store. How would you figure that out? You're smart? Not because of what you just told me, Teruya. It's all thanks to you. Thanks to me? Are you starting to feel better now? Always bright and cheerful. That's the Teruya I know. Yuki, you're right. I feel better after all this talking. Everyone will feel sad. I'm not an exception. But there's moments in life where we must do things that we don't want to, right? Let's find the culprit who murdered Kyoka. We'll figure out the truth. Yeah, of course we will. We can get there. Let's do this. I think I was able to cheer Teruya up a bit. That's a relief. Anyway, if what Teruya says is true, the culprit should be someone who went to the antique store after yesterday. Okay, there's nothing to investigate in here, oddly. There's 2 people I still need to find. Or why there'd be random places for. Okay, nothing to investigate in an entranceway, oddly. Nobody in these rooms. Teruya. Okay. Huh. Where's Teruya then? Where are these guys? Trash room. Oh. Why are you in the trash room? Oh. It's a crumpled sphere in the corner of the garbage dump. What is this? Having lost its spherical shape, the strange object was leaking a dark yellow liquid with an awful smell. Yuck, this smell. It's supposed to be rubber, right? When I carefully touched the oozing liquid, it felt a slimy and thick stickiness. A rubber ball? Maybe this is related to the case. I know there was nothing like this in the trash room before the murder. But what is this feeling? It feels like I saw something like this before. Burst rubber ball has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. This is the murder weapon. Yuki, that's a hammer. There's blood on it. Blood. Then could it be the... Yeah, it's most likely the murder weapon. Hammer was about 30 centimeters long, and the metal part was really hard. Hyoka was hit by this hideous thing. It must have been scary and painful. Okay. Yeah, I think I found something, but I'm not quite sure. Kakero, can I talk to you for a sec? Oh, what's the matter? I tried to ask Mikaru about the reason she was late. She kept insisting she was innocent, then told me you might know something. Mikaru. That aloof girl? Do you know why she came late by any chance? Yeah, I should have said it earlier, but when we were all looking for her this morning, I knew where she was. It's just that I couldn't find the right time to tell everyone. Really? How did you know? I woke up at 6 in the morning, so I decided to head to the restroom. And that's when I asked Mikaru. I asked her where she was going, and she said, off to investigate, now get lost. Then she went towards the school wing. If Mikaru's saying the truth, it looks like Mikaru really was investigating in the entrance hall. But, after that, when did you see her again? Well, after that, I went to the restroom and then directly back to my room. So I didn't see her until after the murder. All of us besides Kyoka, Mikaru, and Tsurugi were in the diner since 7 a.m. Mikaru said she was in the entrance hall until the announcement. None of us can really prove that, right? That's true, but I don't think Mikaru is the culprit, because you see I met her at 6 o'clock. According to the Monokuma file, Kyoka's time of death was around 6 a.m. You're right. Mikaru went to the school building at 6, she wouldn't have had enough time to come back here, kill Kyoka, hang her and all. I wasn't in the hallway for long, but it was silent out there, and it didn't look like Mikaru was going to head back my way. I suppose we can't say she's the culprit because of her being late then. Wait, does that mean Kyoko was being murdered in the restroom when I met Mikaru? If only... Nope, in the laundry room. Wasn't so dense. She was being murdered in the laundry room. Right, so Mikaru didn't do the crime, but I still think she messed with the crime scene. I never thought she did it, because she's such an obvious red herring, but I think she messed with the crime scene. It's not your fault, Kakero, don't blame yourself. The one who's responsible here is the culprit. No, it's Monokuma who caused all this. This also means that Kakaru is probably not the culprit. He could be lying, right? But they usually, Danganronpa logic doesn't really work like that. If you have a testimony like that, it kind of, he's making an alibi for himself. Or Ray kind of has his alibi, right? So you can kind of rule him out. And I always ruled him out already just because he has no character focus, right? His character has not been fattened for the slaughter in any sort of way. So it's not really that... He didn't make sense as a culprit anyway. But anyway, shoot, how could I have not noticed? Anyway, thanks for telling. No problem, let's try investigating some more. Kakeru's account has been added. Now, who else do we need to talk to? I forget. Who do we need to talk to? Oh, I should have read that more carefully. For me, what is it? When we were with Kyoka, oh yeah, we talked to him about the nameplate swap. Okay, well, that's probably what he said before. This really wasn't that important. When you were with Kyoka and Satsuki last night, what did you do after getting back from the restroom? Oh, that? You know, I broke the nameplate, so I just put the new ones back up like Monokuma told me to. You guys were gone by then, and it was a bit lonely doing it all by myself, you know. Is that all? What's the matter, Yuki? Did I say something wrong? I went straight to bed after putting them back on. So the two nameplates that you broke yesterday, did they belong to Kyoka and Tsurugi? Kyoka and Tsurugi? Yeah, I think so. I'll be frank here. Since last night, the nameplates on Kyoka and Tsurugi's rooms have been switched. Switched? Yeah, Tsurugi said it'll be an important piece of evidence. I couldn't think of anyone who else than you that could have messed with them. And one of the switched nameplates belongs to Kyoka, the victim. Isn't this too much of a coincidence? Wait a second, switched? They were switched? Did I... What is it, Haru? It's probably my fault the nameplates were switched. So you really did. Why'd you switch them? Is it because you're the culprit? No, trust me, please, I'm innocent. Okay, I trust you. So can you explain why you switched the nameplates around? Well, actually, I normally don't pay a lot of attention to the dorm rooms, so it was a bit difficult to see whose room was whose. I mean, I wasn't sure where Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates originally were. Plus, that restroom trip in the middle just kept adding to the confusion. And I didn't want to bother anyone when they've just gone into sleep. So I put them back based on my vague memory, but I must have done it wrong, I'm sorry. So that's what happened. Alright. I don't know how this connects to the case yet, but it seems like an important clue. I really didn't know. Don't assume I'm the culprit just because I did it. I won't. Thanks for telling the truth. Haruhiko's account has been added to the truth bouquet. That's it. Announcement from Headmaster Monokuma. Looks like all of you are tired of waiting. Shall we begin then our very first class trial? Everyone please gather in the carpeted door at the end of the school or area hallway. I'll be waiting there. Oop, 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 oop. It's time. If we fail to identify the culprit in the class trial, we die. I really don't want to go through this, but I don't have a choice. This is the only way. The door with the carpet in the school area. I should go there. Because we couldn't figure out how to make a red door in RPG Maker 2000. This must be the place Monokuma told us to come. The course room. Yuki, you're here. I was about to get worried. Were you trying to run away from your crime? Well, why are you saying I'm the killer? Don't get ahead of yourself. We'll eventually find out the culprit, even if we don't want to. Even if it is the wrong answer? Since we came this far, did everyone get ready to be or not to be dead or alive? That is the question. Stop joking around. We're trying to be serious. Oh, here's where this is gonna start showing up. Hey, you all listen. Haruhiko is right. This ain't an ordinary trial. Our lives depend on it. So quit whining and pull yourselves together.
Mr. Yamaguchi, what's wrong? My lawyer just came out. What's wrong? What's wrong with you guys? You're all loosened up. You'll never get anywhere near the truth with that mindset. It's like he switched into the alternate personality with a sneeze. Kakaro, did you eat something wrong? Shut your trap, wimps. I'm always like this in the courtroom, and if you're pissed off by how I am, challenge you with a decisive proof in the trial. Where did that stammering coward go? I was always wondering what how Kakaro became a lawyer with all his shyness. Though his sudden change came to me as a surprise, it made me understand why he is the ultimate lawyer right away. That powerful voice and spirit will surely give you a great advantage in court. The only problem is he sounds more like a gangster than a lawyer. Yo! Yo! Looks like everyone's here! Take the elevator and come underground. I'll be waiting for you guys. It's time for real. Let's hope we'll do our best. Okay, I'm going to just save the game. In save slot 14, I think. And that'll be it. We'll go into the trial in the next recording. So we finally got some evidence, right? But none of the evidence seems to really point to somebody specifically, right? So you got the Monokuma file that said she was killed at 6 a.m. and by being hit in the back of the head with something, which we presume is the hammer that we found in the trash room, and we presume happened in the laundry room. Kanaka says that the hanging was not like the hanging was kind of superfluous, basically. It wouldn't really make a lot of sense for the culprit to do it. It's like it was done like to set up the crime a certain way, to be fake, and it wasn't very convincing. The blood was cleaned off of Kyoka's body. Why would they do that? I don't know. Maybe to make it look like it was a hanging instead of a hitting. But it was kind of obvious it was a hitting anyway, so it was kind of a silly thing to do. Note says come to the laundry room at 6 a.m. Which is someplace where there aren't any cameras apparently or something like that, even though there probably are, but whatever. This note was probably meant for Tsurugi, the policeman, but it was sent to Kyoka instead. By accident, because the nameplates were switched, likely. Which means that the person who was trying to kill Tsurugi, and trying to kill Tsurugi is supposed to be a hint as to like who would do it, because it's like the person who would want to kill Tsurugi in particular. But I don't know who had a personal grudge against Tsurugi, so it's not really that helpful. There were blood stains near the body. Although there are no notable blood stains on the body itself, these blood drops on the floor suggest that there was a lot of bleeding from the wound. So this suggests that the body was moved before the blood was removed from the body, which is a bit weird. Now, why would that order matter? Well, it would matter if the culprit got blood on their clothes, right? Which may explain why perhaps Rei was late, right? Maybe she had to like change her clothes or something. Maybe that's how we could use this. We also got somebody, for some reason, did something with rubbery smelling, with like some sort of rubber ball weird thing in the
in the girl's bathroom near the body, and then disposed of put said smashed rubber ball in the trash room. And I don't know why. Why would that have anything to do with anything? It's so random. And then there was a hook. The rope was attached with the hook, but there was like a bunch of wines. So they threw the hook over the pipe, and it wound around the pipe a whole bunch of times before hooking in. If it was done from the inside, it cannot be tied like that. Huh. I don't know what that means exactly. The nameplates were switched, yes. And Haru claims it's probably his fault that they were switched. Kakeru said that Rei was... She interacted with Rei at 6, so Rei is very unlikely to be the culprit. The hammer that was probably used to do this, but... somehow, I don't know, it was put in the trash room afterwards. The rubber ball probably has something to do with the blood being wiped off. I don't know how that's going to work. Yellowish rubber ball burst at a corner of the trash dump. A greasy liquid that feels both slippery and tacky is oozing from it. Smells awful. I think it's something similar to this before. I don't know where it would have been, but... who would have had the rubber ball? I don't recall anybody having a rubber ball. Laundry room. There's one state laundry room. Wash one of the floors. Sorry, I'm yawning. That's where the coke took. That's where it took place. The person got their stuff from the antique store, which doesn't seem very important. However, Rei could have gone there because she was going towards the school, right? I think we'd have to combine this with somebody else who had some testimony or something to make them believe in the trial that they got to the antique store. And what's notable here is that none of these things seem to really point to any person specifically. There's specific stuff about Rei. And Rei is very unlikely to be the actual culprit. It's like almost like an Ace Attorney case, where there's just nothing really points to a specific person. I don't recall, like, I can't link a hammer with any specific person. I can't link a rubber ball. Huh. But the rubber ball stuff was all done. The thing is, I think that the body was moved by Rei from the laundry room to the girls' bathroom. If that's the case, then the rubber ball thing doesn't have much to do with the culprit, because the rubber ball exploded in the girls' restroom, right? The murderer did the murder in the laundry room. The rubber ball stuff was all in the restroom. So why in the world would the rubber ball stuff even have... Why would they even do that? What purpose did it serve? I know that, I have my eye on Mitsuhiro, right? Because he's the soccer player. But he's a soccer player, and we have a rubber ball. So he could have kicked it or something. But why in the girls' restroom, though? You couldn't go into the girls' restroom, so he kicked the ball into it. But why, though? Yeah, what would even be the point? You could argue it's a procedure for hanging the body. But how would it do that? Wait a second. Wait a second. This is so weird. This is weird, kind of weird and stupid, but... The rope around Kyoko's neck had a hook attached to its end, where hooks typically used to hang a person, but the ceiling bar is pretty high up and hard to reach by hand, so the culprit must have used it to hold the rope in place. According to Mikako, there seems to be something strange about it. She said, if it was done from inside, it cannot be tied like that. Does she mean from inside the restroom? Does she mean to say that the hook was slung up there from outside the restroom? If that's the case, then we wouldn't even need a girl to hang up the body in the girl's restroom, because of some weird trick to doing it from outside that involved hooking the hook into some rubber ball and then kicking the rubber ball. Right? And if we could show that it was done by means of kicking this rubber ball somehow, then the whole kicking is actual evidence. It is a way to nail down the person who kicks the ultimate soccer player, Mitsuhiro Higa. I think we could... If that's the case, if we don't need a girl to be full Byakuya on us, and hang up the body in the girl's restroom just to mess with things. And it was just a boy all the way through. Ray didn't do anything. Forget this whole Ray messed with it. Ray didn't mess with it. It was all done from start to finish by a boy. And the kicking the rubber ball boy is the boy who's most suspicious. And he's just the most suspicious in general. Like, he's just like the way he just, yeah, it's definitely Mitsuhiro. It's Mitsuhiro. Or Mitch for short. It's definitely Mitch. It's gonna be Mitch. Okay, well, I'll actually do the trial. I've gone on way too long. I'll do the trial the next one. I'm gonna hang it up for now.